All right, all right, all right. You got it. You know what time it is. Monday night, May 2nd, 2022, live in the Counselor's Corner. Another open court discussion. I'm your host, David Lorenzo Glover, aka the Controversial Counselor. Joining me is the TBE of all panels. If you don't know what that is, it means the best ever. Uh, of all panels, we have right now Herbert Lewis, the big bad wolf.
Ow!
Oh, that growl was of a long one. Oh man, you must got some up your sleeves tonight. Hopefully, we'll have Willie A. Price speaks absolutely nothing but the truth. Join us. Christine comes correct all the time. Brooks, the lovable Lakia Perry, and Anetta, life coach Williams, and the youngest in charge, Shaughnessy Andrews. This past Monday, we discussed if love isn't enough to keep you kept, then what is? The panel realized love is not going to be the essential thing that keeps um, someone kept unless you are living in Disneyland because it's going to be more factors that keep you together other than love. So I'm not going to go too deep into that, but I'm sure we'll come across that subject. Hell, who knows, tonight or somewhere down the road. Tonight, we will lead off with the segment Are Men Looking for Women That Don't Mind Them Having a Side Piece? Interesting. Very interesting subject. That would mean that men are strategizing and have a pool of women that they know would be adaptable and understanding with this situation. Stay tuned for the topic and join in. Moving right along, the second segment is why do some women like men they can control? I ain't even gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna wait till we get to that segment. Number three, do men bear a disproportionate amount of blame for failed marriages? That can't be the case that we're blamed for most of failed marriages. It can't be. It has to be at least 50-50. It can't be. And number four, if your significant other needs money, are you giving it, not giving it, or loaning it to them? I know many of you are probably saying, especially women, like loaning. If that's my man, he needs to just drop it and give it to me. Well, there's a lot of resentment comes into when sometimes somebody's always forking out money and it may not be reciprocated, but we'll talk about that too. There's nothing left to be said but my usual please like and share our video and please subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Controversial Counselor. So here we are. Let's get it. I got some of the other panel members I'm about to add in, and we'll go through our normal housekeeping stuff. Then we'll dive right into the subject matter. Hey, Christine.
Hi.
Hello.
What's going on? What's going on?
Look here.
Hey.
Hello.
It's a bright light, bright light.
What, you a gremlin now?
It's bright.
All right, all right. How's everybody doing?
What's up? What's up?
What's going
Hola.
on?
Doing good. How are you?
All right, all right. Trying to make it.
Trying to
All right,
make
got
it. I know
Mo
that feeling.
Genesis. How you doing? All right, so anybody want to tell me what's good, what's not so good? Who got a promotion this week? You know, it seems like that's a recurring theme with y'all ladies, whatever. I don't know what's going on with that, but
What's going
anybody.
on with the ladies? What you say about the ladies?
And I said,
Who got a
anybody got
promotion? This
something good, not so good, or another promotion? I said, I don't know what's going on with y'all ladies. Y'all stay getting promoted.
Anything good? Well, I got some goodness. I got some good and some interesting.
Everything is good. Everything is great. Have to drive to Oswego tomorrow morning, so I have to get off early because I'm already tired and still have work to do. But all is wonderful. All is well.
All right.
All
What's
is
going
good
on,
with me.
Christine?
I said all is good with me. They making me work for that little.
Have you went for that promotion?
I'm like, what is this? I need an assistant.
They can take it out the pay raise.
For real. I had a good and I had an interesting weekend. I actually went to a concert. A friend of mine, Jimmy Highsmith, congratulations, Jimmy, had put on a concert in Rochester this weekend. I went down for that. And when I say it was an awesome event, I was glad I went just to get out of Niagara Falls in Western New York to be able to go down and support him and his family and his daughters. His wife did poetry. His daughters are artists also, so they all performed. So it was really a beautiful concert. On the way there, I was hit on the woman on Facebook, on the Facebook dating app.
Oh,
So,
dang, I think you had an accident.
Yeah, I thought he was going to talk about an accident.
she hit me up on Facebook and asked me could we exchange numbers? Because she, we were texting. I was texting while I was driving down to Rochester and while I was in Rochester. So
I'm sure it was Fridays.
So that next day, Sunday, when I get ready to come back to Niagara Falls, we exchanged numbers. So I said I'd give her a call on the way back. And I think I'll be single for a while.
Willy's moment. Willy's moment.
We got into conversations about, likes, dislikes, family, this, that, and the other. So she starts to tell me her ground rules about
no submitting.
She's got kids and she works. She works till 5. She comes home, she cooks dinner, and she getting her whole rundown. Then I cook dinner, then I help my kids study, and then I'm going to college, and then after so that means I got to study. And so if you really want to be involved with me, you need to make time on the weekends and da 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 da. And I'm like,
whoa, what? Didn't she hit you up?
Yeah. So I'm like, what? So you need to make time on the weekends, and I'm looking to get married. I'm like, damn, on the first conversation. So it was like, I'm looking to get married, and if you ain't all about trying to get married, then don't be wasting my time. And what did she say? Oh, then she closed it out with, and I want a man who's gonna go to church with me every Sunday. And I said, every Sunday? She was like, yeah, I want a man that's gonna go to church with me every Sunday. And I said, okay. I said, that's interesting. So she said, well, on Sundays when I got things to do, then we may not go. But other than that, then we go together, and me, you, and the kids. And okay. So that was our last conversation. So
I told her ass, hold on for a second and never click back over.
I was like, are you kidding me? What the hell? You gotta take time because I'm only free on the weekends, and that's if my kid's not with their father. And I'm like, what the? Whatever. I said, man,
and that ain't after you give her the
stuff
ring.
Is not for me, huh?
I said, and that's not till after you give her the ring.
Yeah, right. I gave her a ring. All right, I called her, and that was it. That was the ring she got. I'm glad I called her then, because I'd have prolonged this out. I'd have been texting back and forth, and wouldn't have talked to her, and it probably been stretched out a week before I would have got all this information. So all in one day, over and out.
But see, people laugh at me when I talk about the 100 questions. And now we start to see why it is pivotal that you cut the BS and get right down to brass tacks. Because you don't waste time.
She cut it on her own. He didn't even need 100 questions.
No, but what I'm saying is this.
She told him exactly who she is and exactly who he needs to avoid.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is this. She didn't ask 100 questions. She stated her questions in the form of what her deal breakers are.
Right.
Right. So whether you ask the questions or you phrase them, she's essentially saying, "Are you compatible with this?" And really saying no. And far too often, we get caught up in the want to feel good as opposed to wanting to actually get things done. She wants to get stuff done, and I applaud her for putting it out there and letting it be known as opposed to dragging her feet and wasting time and just saying, there are no good
Exactly.
men out there. There are no good women out there. No, there's somebody out there that's going to match your specs. The question is, can you match
But I
theirs?
ain't the one.
Yeah, and that's fine. But that's what the whole thing should be about. It shouldn't be about trying to match this or trying to match that. Hey, look, this is my resume. Do I qualify for the job or not? It's that simple. It should be anyway.
Okay.
Damn, did she even answer? Hey, how you doing? She just seemed like she went in. Hey, it's
Like
me,
she
Willie,
jumped
calling
straight
you.
in.
Yeah.
She
So
jumped
she's
straight, and we were just talking. That was a day because I was like I said, I was driving back from Rochester, so I said, I'll give you a call since I'm driving back. That way, I can talk and drive and find out who she was. And boy, did I!
should have wait till you
See,
got
I
to that.
feel like
Should've-
I
Oh, I
feel
think-
like if she had been if she had been watching you in any manner, like what you post on your page, because you said she hit you in your DMs, I'm thinking, right?
Well, no, she hit me on Facebook dating app.
Oh,
And
on the dating
you don't see so they don't see like my page or none of that. So she
But
didn't
you're
see
on
any of
there.
that. Yeah,
So you're
but
on
she
the
didn't.
app.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know
they're
what
two,
the app looks
they're
like.
two separate entities, though.
No, it's like a information, your age, your likes, your dislikes. And I was surprised because I enjoy physical fitness and working out, all the things I do.
Yeah, and
so
I guess
said,
that's why I'm questioning it. Did she even, I mean, why would she think that you would be a prospect to what she wants?
well, I'll tell you two things she said. She said she liked what she saw in my picture, how I looked, and she knew
Number one.
someone that I knew. And she knew
Number
someone
two.
that I knew.
Someone you knew.
Right. And so based on the person that we had
Somebody
known in
fed
common,
her the wrong
we thought
information.
that if I knew that
No,
person, it must be a good person. So
Somebody
it's
fed
the,
her the wrong information.
no, it's the same. It's the same way we get job leads.
didn't even talk to the
You get,
person that we knew
yeah,
in common,
right.
which was even funny. I said, well, did you ask the person about me? They said, well, no, I didn't. I said, okay, you just
So
saw
she
that we
went
had
off
somebody in
looks
common.
and looks alone.
Right. And she kind of read about me and saw, I wrote, the things
She
I
might
do,
have
some of the things I
pulled
do.
out one or two things that was like,
Right.
oh yeah.
But she missed the part about exercising and physical fitness and enjoying, doing certain things. So I mentioned to her about going like walking. And I said, so what do you like to do? I like to walk and go by water. And Christine, so I said to her, I said, so I like to walk and go by water and just hang out. I do work out, but well, I like to eat.
Mm.
Really? I love to eat.
Look here, she just held up.
I started laughing.
There's nothing wrong with liking to eat.
Actually,
Who don't like to eat? Okay.
The problem is there a balance there? That's the question.
And so I was just like, I'm talking about walking and exercise, and she talking about she like to eat. So that let me know right there. And then I said, okay. So, this was a waste of time. I already knew it was a waste of time. We had nothing in common whatsoever. And I
Might have the TV on in the background.
Yeah, somebody does.
Not me. And so it really threw me off because I'm like, okay, we have nothing in common. How did this even happen? So I was kind of glad that she actually exchanged numbers because it saved me a lot of wasted time to go through all that.
Hey man, I'm with her. Put it out there. Kick the tires on the car.
That's right. Let me know.
Oh my God.
I kick off the show with that one.
Okay, Willy moment before the topics even come up.
Real.
Yeah,
that
definitely.
was, oh man.
Anybody else got anything good, bad, indifferent that they want to share before we go into the subject matter?
I can't think past 10 minutes ago right now. That's how tired I am. Like, what happened last week? There's a lot of good stuff that happened. I just can't think about it.
Well, for me, it's been crazy. Oh man, this little last stretch run is gonna be wild. These kids, they definitely closing it out with a banger, like nonstop stuff. We got all that background stuff going on.
Because you know what? I might as well leave. I have a house full. Oh, I have an aunt that moved in with me. So she's the talker.
Tell her to go to bed.
I hear the
Tell her to go
kids
to
in the
bed.
background.
Tell her it's
They're
9:15.
home.
Rockabye baby.
They're home this week.
Don't do that, Nakia, because my kids be trying to do that to me. Mama, ain't your bedtime.
It's like they want to have conversation, and I can hide in my room, but I would have to go hide in my room, and I'm not ready yet.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Wow.
All right. So yeah, like I said, it's gonna be this closeout. It's gonna be wild for the rest of the school year. So that's what I'm gonna be tending to, counting down the days that it's just gonna be summer school kids in eventually, and it's gonna be some peace and quiet because it's nonstop soon as you walk in. But
so, do you think most of the kids that are in regular school gonna be in summer school?
no, because like I know with my school district, they only have a certain amount of slots. So
Wow.
it's high priority for definitely
Seniors and
kids
stuff.
that. Well, I'm in middle school.
Oh, that's right, you middle school. Yeah.
So high school, that's probably a whole different level. They probably, of course, they're gonna have more spots open because it's gonna be seniors that fail or juniors that need to get on track. But in middle school, we only have a certain amount of slots. But we don't have enough slots, to be honest. So some people who barely did anything will skate by and will go on to the 7th, 8th grade because of that.
Wow.
But,
so they'll just pass them on.
I mean, we don't have no other options. There's no other options for them. So
I was just reading two articles came out today. Well, I don't know if it came out today, but 2 articles people posted about Rochester and Buffalo Public Schools reading and math levels. Reading was like 32%, and math was like 33%. And Rochester, they said, is worse with their reading and math levels with the kids, is worse than Buffalo's reading and math level. And it's just amazing that these kids are having some, and it's nothing new. It's just the fact that in all this time, the same thing keeps happening and nobody has come up with a solution to help try to make it better.
I think honestly, the only really quote unquote true solution is actually outside. It's like this in college though. Most of the work that you're going to do to propel you to success is done outside the classroom. That's just that. There's no way around that. If you're not picking the books, you're not doing equations or whatever the case is outside of class, you forget it. Because I remember coming home from high school having at least, if I didn't utilize my study halls or if I had sports afterwards, I had about an hour to an hour and a half of homework daily. That was just to maintain the pace of something.
Most of these kids aren't motivated to do the work anyways. They don't do it in class, so they ain't gonna come home and do it.
And you forget about college. I remember
on top of them.
Yeah, and I remember in college, 4 or 5 hours at least a day, and this was just undergraduate work. I can't even imagine what graduate work was like. So yeah, you at a certain point in time, you got to be a self-starter, man. And a lot of these kids, like you said, Willy, they don't have it within them, and it's not being instilled at home.
Yeah. Especially if they're already behind in reading and math, and that's what, like I said, I always talk about my programs because that's one of the things we address. There's a lot of students that we get are students who are very low in reading levels. Math, they might be okay, but reading levels is where they fall behind, and that's where the issue is. Because in every classroom, what is the teacher doing? Asking them to read something or giving them an assignment where they got to read something. And what do? They already know they're behind. They already know they don't want to read. They don't know how to read. They don't comprehend. And as a result of that, it just makes them fall further behind. And so we just sent another proposal to Buffalo Public Schools and to Niagara Falls City Schools for our programs. And Buffalo reached out to us and they want us to do a 12-week program in several different schools in the city of Buffalo. So we'll see what happens. And I'm working with a group in Ontario. They just asked me to do something on the 11th for them, but I'm working with a men's group that's working with boys all over the country, all in India and Asia and Africa and different countries. And so we're doing something with boys, again, working on their reading and encouraging them to help them to find their self-awareness in those areas. Because that's the downfall. When they can't read, their confidence, their confidence is gone. And it's hard for them to be in a classroom and the teacher says, read something out loud or give them an assignment when they know their comprehension and their reading skills are so bad, they don't understand it.
Well, part of that, like Herbert said, it happens outside. If they're not reading at home, their parents is not promoting reading. Even I don't care if it's a sports article or whatever, find something that you're interested in and that's how we do it. And that's the key thing. So teachers are going to call you out to read. Unfortunately, so
and that's what we would do with them, like you said, Dave. Find what they're interested in. So we would tell them, go online and find a story or something that you're interested in, a subject, and then I want you to come in and then they present it in the classroom. But what we do is oral presentations. So it takes that fear away from having to write out the report, and then because it's something that they're interested in, they'll at least attempt, because when they can speak it, they can give an oral presentation, but having them write something out or do a book report or some nonsense like that, you already lost them. But they can come in, even if they don't understand the total story when they read it, they get enough of it that they can present it orally. And it makes a big difference in the way they respond when they go back into the classroom.
All right, we gonna move on. Because that's a whole nother. Y'all like to turn into my opening talking points into whole damn shows.
I thought there was a segment for the Willy moment. I just thought that's where it was supposed to go. But
so,
segment one, the Willy moment.
Right.
We're gonna move on to the original segment one, and that would be, let me see, are men looking for women that don't mind them having a side piece? Very interesting. Very interesting.
In other words, can they double dip?
I think some men are gonna always be like that, or even if it's not the same man, there's always going to be a number of men that want a woman that will accept them having a side piece, or that will just accept the fact that they want other women. They want to play around with other women. I don't know how to put it, but there's always going to be men like that.
So why do we think women accept that?
I think we've talked about this on another segment, another show before, but some of it's low self-esteem. Some of it is this notion a piece of man is better than no man at all. I'll never forget hearing that one. So there's that. Then
it had been something they've seen in the household. The mother,
exactly.
in their household, their mother might have been in the same situation. Her man had another woman on the side. So that becomes that revolving door where you see it growing up, and it becomes an acceptable behavior in the household, in the family, And these days you actually see women doing the same thing. You see women with side dudes, and some dudes are accepting of that.
And then it also could be that they're emotionally detached from the man. So they they welcome, hey, you taking care of him, but he taking care of him.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a shared workload. And I think for some people that works out well for them. Just like you said, Christine, hey, you doing for him what he needs to do for you. He's doing what I need him to do for me.
Come
And
home,
we're
pay the
good.
bills or whatever.
Right.
We're good.
Especially when you consider that some of these relationships are that's what they are. They're partnerships.
Yeah.
You know, what she may bring to the table for him so far as his public image, you know, he wants to keep her for that reason. She likes that position, and she gets all the, you know, the lifestyle that she wants, and as well as the status, you know. But she ain't got to deal with maybe the intimacy.
The intimacy. Yeah, that's normally where it is too. It's normally they're going somewhere else for that intimacy. And the woman's like, good. Because now I ain't got to worry about them all up on top of me, you know. Come home and
then there's a number of women that I know that and this kind of that trickle down thing that you guys were just mentioning, that believe, well, all men cheat, period. And that, I mean, that is their stone cold belief. All men cheat. If you're like, well, mine doesn't, they'll be like, they just roll their eyes and be like, yeah, right.
Yeah.
And they've been taught that from their mother.
And that's why I said, it comes from that revolving door. That's what they see.
Yeah, all men cheat, so you either gonna have a man or you're not, but they all cheat anyway.
They pass it on to the kids, and everybody's going with the same belief.
Well, I think I want more so of understanding why men are like that. Why men are like that. Why? Do you
really want the honest answer?
I would like an answer. Yeah, I would like to.
No.
I like.
Do you want the honest answer, or do you want an answer that's gonna make you feel good?
Well, you're saying an honest answer. Okay, I'll take your man. I'll take it. That it's the answer. Is one of the answers. Go ahead.
Simply put, because women allow it.
Because women allow it. That's all. That's why.
Yeah. Let's look at it like this.
But why would a man want to be that? Even
it has nothing to do with what a man wants. Just because a man wants something doesn't mean he's going to get it. A man can only have two women if the women allow it. If one woman doesn't want to be a part of it, what does she do?
No, it's not just that. It's that they don't always be honest about it.
That way. They always just gonna find somebody that
lie about it.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. If the women don't want to be a part of it, it's different if he's doing it behind their back. But if he's open with it, then the women have to consent. If they don't, they walk away.
I don't think that's the question she's asking.
Right. It's kind of like not the same thing.
Why do men not?
Why? And it's not just why do it anyway? I mean, when you're supposed to be a person that has integrity, that you want somebody that you want to be someone that someone can trust. You can't trust anyone that's you know what I mean, that's just doing whatever. You know what I mean? And most of the time, men are not telling the other woman.
But that's what I did. But that's why I put the caveat in there that if he's upfront and he's telling,
I'm just hanging with the rest.
But that's why I put the caveat in there. If he's upfront and honest, not if he's doing it behind their back. If he comes to
behind your back.
Well, but those aren't the type of men you want to deal with anyway. So why even include them?
But she's asking the question.
And that's what I'm saying, because women allow it. Let's look at it like this.
Why is it they don't know about it? Have integrity to not do it?
Let's look at it like this. How many men do we know that have children? How many women do we know that have children by the same man, and they knew that man was dealing with the other woman, and they didn't care?
That's not my question.
That's what I'm saying. That's the basis.
The point of the question that I'm asking about a man having integrity.
It has nothing to do with integrity. That's what I'm telling you.
To do with integrity.
That's her question. It ain't what you saying, Herb. She's asking that question in her manner, and you're giving a whole different scenario. Other than you're debating her question.
I don't care.
I'm not. What I'm saying is this, Willie. She's saying it has to do with integrity. Since when does a man having multiple women have anything to do with integrity? He might just like dealing with multiple women. That's his sex drive. That has nothing to do with integrity. He might have an insatiable sex drive that one woman can't satisfy. So he says, "Hey, look, you can't help me out here. Let me go get this woman, and y'all both can tag team me, and we can get this done. We both happy." What does that have to do with integrity?
Well, it has a lot to do with integrity. Why not just chill or find a way to, or have that mate that will supply that. Everything in life ain't gonna be. You're not gonna have everything you want in life.
So let me get this right.
Anywhere. You're
So
not
a
gonna have
man.
everything you want in life. So even when it comes to having integrity in a relationship, or getting to know someone, or whatever it may be, it should be some level of treat people how you want to be treated. Because for the most part, most men don't want a woman that have multiple partners. They can sit there and tell that story that they do, but they don't.
No, they don't, because it's a sense of pride with a man. A man is territorial. So if you're his woman, you're his woman, and he's not going. His pride is hurt when he finds out his woman has been with another man. But the same thing, that same man can go sleep with multiple women and mess around and think nothing of it, because again, that's him. But let his woman be doing something or even look at another man, and his pride is hurt. His pride is hurt. His ego is hurt. So you have a whole different scenario. And that's why I tell you, I said men love and think and react with thought. Women react with emotion. So if a man knows how to control a woman's emotions, he can get multiple women because he's playing to their emotions. A man in his relationship, he's always thinking about what he's going to do to get you, what he's going to do to get Christine, what he's going to do to get Shawnee. Oh, he's looking at how your emotions are, and that's what he's playing on.
So that was one of the things I said, man, had to be strategizing. If this was the question, they had to be strategizing and already got candidates that they did research on, or maybe heard from other guys that this person, if you want to pull it off, she's the one for it. Especially if you live in a small area and people talk. You already know what people, the moves they're going to make and what they do. So,
or even they have a conversation with a person. They might see you out and meet you and have a conversation with you and discover that you've been hurt or you've been through a bad situation, and they play to that hurt.
Or saying all the right stuff.
Exactly. All those things, he did that to you. I would never do a woman like you. You're as beautiful as you are, blah, 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 blah. And next thing
that's what they say. They always say that. Of course,
I know what they say.
They always say, "Oh, I'm too old for that. I ain't got time to be doing all that. What I got to lie for?" And I'm like,
right.
Really? Like somebody gonna really give me that nonsense?
Well, of course, you're going to say what you think is going to get you in the game. A man is going to say and he's playing to what? Your emotions. He's thinking of what do I need to say, and he's playing to your emotions, which is what I was just saying. We think we work with thought and our thoughts. You guys work with emotions, and a guy who's good at that kind of situation knows, especially when the women outnumber the men in society, that if he can play to enough emotions, especially think about a city like New York City or Atlanta or Charlotte, where you have it so spread out, you can go from one side of the city or to the other side of the city, and folks would never know if you're playing your game right. You know what I mean? Because if you're in South Atlanta or wherever, you're in one part of Atlanta and you go 20, 30, 40 miles to another side of Atlanta and you hang out and meet some young lady there, and you drive another 30, 40 miles to another side of Atlanta, you can have them all over. You can have them all over. And because there's so many single women, and some women, like they said, just want a man to be around. And he ain't got to be around all the time. He say, hey, I work, I got a lot of things going on. I'm not going to be able to spend a lot of time, but when I'm available, can we get together? Oh, yeah. And next thing you know, that's another one added to the list.
I'm glad you said that, Willie, because Sex and the City was predicated on that concept. Think about it. The character Mr. Big, what was he known for?
See, I don't know the show, so I don't watch. I don't know.
Okay, Mr. Big was supposed to be the head honcho, chased around by Carrie, and I can't remember all the characters and names of that of the show. But anyway, the thing that made Mr. Big alluring to her was that everybody was trying to chase after him. He had his pick of the litter, so it didn't matter if she was coming around, somebody was coming around, and he had multiple women, and she was aware. That's why I made the statement. Fight the statement all you want to, but we see this manifested in society no matter what the demographic is, no matter what the age range is.
So
Men and means.
He got to make the ground rules.
Men and means are going to set the pace in terms of who they deal with, how many they deal with, and when they want to deal with them. And women that are along for it, they're going along with it. Those who aren't won't.
I was gonna comment on that same thing that Herb just said, because on the one side of it, you might have his main woman that doesn't, quote unquote, supposedly doesn't go for it, but it's still based on, I kind of get what you're saying, it's still based on women allowing it, because even though she won't go for it and he's hiding it from her, somebody on that cheating spectrum has to know. So it would be those other women that he's creeping with.
Thank you.
You know, okay, I'm good. I'm good with it because I'm busy anyway. Come through when you come through.
We saw with Alicia Keys. She had no problem being the side piece to a married man. She got elevated to the wife. So I don't know why people fight what's there. It's in society. All you have to do is take off the blinders, look, and don't take anything from it. Don't add anything from it. Just take it for what it is. I say these things because I see all of this stuff. I don't comment here. I don't comment there. I don't take a piecemeal. I take it from what it is. Brad Pitt, Angelina. How often do we have to sit and watch Hollywood do what everyday average walking Americans do?
Why do this is the question? Why we always use these references as with these movies and these people, and the shit happened with the construction worker or the plant worker down the
everybody.
Street, Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
Who would give a damn about them?
But those are high profile. I get it. Those are high profile that everybody is kind of familiar with. The story.
I know you don't like it, Dave. I know sometimes doesn't like it, but the reason why we mention them is because they're well known. Because then it becomes impossible to dismiss it as a one-off.
Yeah.
That's the thing that that's why I use things that people are aware of. So they can't say, oh, well, that's just in your circle, or that's just in her circle, or I don't know about those people, or they don't represent me. Because if we look long enough, we can find the person around us doing that.
But you know what? If you do your research, you will find that the garbage man, like Dave said, the garbage man, the bouncer at the nightclub, the maintenance man that works in the school building with all the teachers. Those are the guys that's making the rounds.
Yeah,
those guys is making the rounds. Those you get more of those guys having multiple women than you do the executive working in the building, in the office, and that one woman who worked the secretary, a side piece, whatever. But you have that garbage man or that person because their ability to contact more women is out there. Garbage man. Right. Maintenance man, bouncer in a nightclub,
and for it to go undetected. So I agree with you.
Right.
So on the flip side of it, I do also get what Dave is saying, because it's a totally different lifestyle, totally different, usually a totally different set of morals or whatever in Hollywood than
anywhere else.
Anywhere else. But to Herb's point, it's also high profile, so you get the picture.
But I don't know if people really get the picture because the levels of money and income, the disparity is so different compared to, like Willie said, the building service worker or the post office person or shit, the 7-Eleven guy or whoever the hell is. This is stuff right there, right in front of you that's tangible that you can touch and can feel and like, damn. Like, I didn't know he had all this going on, Well,
they're coming into multiple contacts with multiple women.
And I'm sure, I mean, you can't convince me that all of us here doesn't know somebody that behaved that it had that exact behavior, you know, in our community, in our socioeconomic brackets and stuff.
The Maury Povich was famous for this.
Mm-hmm.
If they were everyday walking people, working class people, I mean, there's no two ways around it. There's really, like I said, it's because it's being allowed on one end, it's being done on the other. Now we just happen to see it more with men, but that doesn't mean that. And I'm not trying to bring women into this per se, but that doesn't mean that women aren't doing it. That just means that we're talking about men, so that's what the focus should be, and understandably so. But make no mistake, as long as humans are permitted to do these type of things, whether somebody want to call them immoral or character flawed behavior, it's there for better for worse. The only question is, how do you manage any potential risk?
Well, one of the things when Lakia asked the question, why do men do it? Obviously, it's probably a need not being met from someone, so they're going somewhere else to get something met. Whether
they're not right in that relationship.
Whether it's like, hey, I go over there, I know she cooked. This one, she's too busy doing this and that. As Willy said, the Willy moment that this woman had time for shit only on the weekends. But if you wanted a meal, then maybe someone else doing this or that. Some women.
Now that would have been interesting if you hit her back like that. Like, okay, I could do weekends. I just get somebody else to fill in the week. See what
I didn't want to waste my time. That's in that short conversation. I saw that was.
See, I need somebody to get one of them conversations that's down for
because everything was missing in that. I would need multiple women, but she had so much missing. She had so much missing. I was like, this is a waste of my time. We have nothing in common. So you could even, you know what I mean? Everything was missing.
So similar, kind of like in this thing. My niece was telling me this story. Her and her cousin went to the club, and I guess this must have been an older joint, and she's in her late 30s. But she said, guy hit on her, and offered to buy her a drink or whatever, and she was like, "Nah, I'm good." I asked her to dance. "Nah, I'm good." A couple times he kind of like kept coming back, and then he finally like, "Girl, I changed your life." So she said, "You know what? Sit down." She's married. She said, "Sit down. You got the right one. I got time today, whatever." She was like, so you'll change my life, huh? And she started digging in her purse. She pulled out, she said, "Okay, I got a few bills I need paid. Here's Amory. Sorry, here's American Water." She said, "This one need to be paid like tonight." She had me rolling it. You would really
they left her alone real quick.
Delivery on this, and he was like, "Wait, okay, I'm getting ready to get it." She said, "No,
He left her alone real quick.
She said, "I tried to turn you down politely 3-4 times, so sit down." And she said, "Let me tell you something." No, this is what she said. She said, "So what's her name? Barbara, Yolanda, what?" And he's like, "What you talking about?" She said, "Your wife. What's her name?" And he's like, I'm by myself. No, you're not. No, you're not. What is her name? Ann, what is it? And he was like, he's stumbling, stuttering, and she out of the conversation. She's like, "No." She said, "Let me tell you something." She said, "You got the right one tonight." She said, "Let me tell you something." She said, "I could tell by the way you dressed and everything, you got some money." She said, "Now, if I was the wrong type of woman, I still could have kids." She said, she said that would be an easy $800-900 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Said, "Keep playing, somebody gonna catch you up." Dude's looking stupid.
Hey.
What up, Sean?
Hey. Hi. How are you guys?
How are you, Sean?
I am tired.
Everybody tired. I took a nap.
Spring, pre-summer hitting you already?
A little bit. That it was 86 degrees here today.
I was just going to ask you what the weather was. Yeah, I need to come
Man.
down that way. I need to get down
Yeah,
there.
because
Yes.
Mother Nature and Father Time are having their little issues up here, boy.
Oh, I
Man,
know. I seen that video of Annetta walking in snow. I said, what is
yeah.
that?
No,
Snowing the other day. Now it's like 50 something. It's still cold as hell though.
no snow. Mm-mm.
Yeah, it was
I
snowing
mean,
last week.
flakes. She had on a jacket. I'm seeing
Yeah, it was
snow
snow on
with
the
that
ground.
black
Yeah,
hair. I'm
yeah, I
like,
already
where
know
are
that
you?
shit in Western New York. You ain't out of the clear until like damn near June.
Pretty
That's
much.
crazy.
It might not be till July this year. Shit.
Yeah, because it's been
It's
bonkers.
been brutal, man. It's been crazy.
Mm.
Let's see, tired because down that promotion, huh?
They is making me work for this money.
Girl, I know.
They is making me work for this money.
They just said the same thing. They working her to death. Y'all working for that promotion.
Yeah.
That's a
It's
good
not too
thing,
bad,
though.
though.
Make that
It's
money,
not
boss
too bad.
ladies.
Mm,
Boss ladies,
Yeah.
make that money, boss ladies.
I guess. Hey,
Uh-oh.
everybody.
Hey.
Oh
What?
Lord, speak of the Reverend.
See, I brought all the good people with me.
I see.
Where they at? Where they at?
The good people was praying that you be COVID free.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, you seem like you're doing better.
I'm much better. I am.
That's good.
I got to do my flush again because my throat is a little congested. But other than that, I've been out on the track running and working on my breathing and taking my tests and making sure that I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Somebody's feedbacking. As soon as the Neticon, we got some feedback on him.
Netta, what's going on with the system?
Oh
I'm
Lord,
not doing anything different.
Oh, is it you?
it is her. Yeah.
Do you have like the Facebook Live on as well as YouTube, or is also the StreamYard? Do you have
Don't
Yeah.
have anything on. I literally just came in the house.
Whatever it is, you have two streams.
Yes, Echo. I wonder, is it
So
me?
what I'll do is I'll log off and I'll try to log on one of my laptops.
Hold on. What about now? Oh, still.
Is it me still?
Let me mute.
Turn your Annetta, try turning your volume down or something.
I just muted it.
What
So
about
it's
now?
gone.
Oh, so it is her.
It is her. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your
She's got volume up on something and it's reverbing.
It's something with whatever device she's using. It does
Yeah.
that. Last week
Yeah.
it was doing the same thing.
Because she got to turn the volume down on her phone or whatever.
Right.
Was that what it
something.
is?
You can have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do, because I have another phone here. So the first thing I do is turn the volume off on this so I don't get the feedback.
Right. Because I have mine going too, and I do the same thing.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the side piece, and I don't know how much you heard, Shaughnessy.
Heard Shaughnessy? You know,
No
you know about
go.
side piece? You know about side pieces, Shaughnessy? You know
So
how
it
No.
said,
tell us anything about
it said our men are looking for women that don't mind them having a side piece. Is that the thing? Trying to find someone that is okay with it.
No, I can't get with that. No, because if you're gonna have a side piece, then I'm gonna have a side piece too, and I don't think we're gonna be happy that way. We might as well stay single. And or you can practice polygamy, and that's not for me, so we wouldn't be together anyway. So I just think people need to let their intentions be known. It's sad when men decide to get with women, marry women, have children with women, and then still want to run the street and do what they want to do, have their cake and eat it too. Just be transparent in what you want to do. There's women that are willing to do that, but
Yes, they are. Yeah.
I'm not. I'm good. Nope.
And we were talking about that earlier, Shaughnessy. I was saying that, you have such a variance in a number of available women compared to men that you do have some women who are just willing to settle just to have that man around periodically. And those are the ones like you were just saying. But I'm just saying that's what you were just basically saying. There are some women out there
honestly, no, I don't know. For what? I don't understand for what. What do I need you just to be around for?
But this, I think, this is the this. I think
you have women who just they don't want a man around all the time. You know what I mean? They don't want that man around all the time.
That's why you get the travelers, you get the truck drivers, you get the people that travel for work. Because y'all realize
he's not gonna be there all the time.
I don't have to deal with nobody throughout the week for the most part.
And one of the things Christina said earlier, some women are okay with it because of the lifestyle. They say, well, I'm not giving up this shit. And we've been together. We've been dealing with it. Like, hey, if that's what he want to do, I'm not into him sexually anymore anyway. So if that's what he want to do, let him tickle his fancy or whatever the case is. But I'm still eating good over here. This money's still coming through this household. So
I mean,
and a lot of times they're professional women too that are doing that.
Yes. Yeah.
I believe
professional women.
I believe in STD, so it's a strong no for me. No,
because you work in that field. Yeah, you see it.
Nope.
There was a woman I met in Maryland. I went to a New Year's Eve party in Maryland a couple years ago before pandemic, and very, very attractive lady. And talking to her, she was a professional in schools, working in the schools in your school district, Dave, as a matter of fact. And she was talking, I was asking her, was she married? And she, well, no, I'm dating somebody. I said, really? How long you been dating them? I said, a lucky guy, And then she got quiet. And when she got quiet, she wouldn't answer the question. And I knew something then when she didn't answer the question. So I asked her again, so how long y'all been dating? And she's been dating this guy for 17 years. And
no surprise there.
I know somebody like that.
Yeah, 17 years. I said, y'all been dating 17 years? She's like, yeah. And I was just like, wow.
I know somebody like that, and he's met.
She don't want to let him go, right? And she know they're not gonna get married. She don't want to let him go because she done put all that time in, like y'all was saying earlier. But it's you get complacent with that. You just deal with it and take it for whatever it is. So I guess whenever he comes around, because she didn't bring him to the New Year's event, so it wasn't that serious that they've been 17 years, but she didn't bring him to that event to bring in the New Year's with her. So, it just kind of shows you how that situation probably goes. He's only there for that convenience of what what he's convenient for.
For my plus one? Now, I'll have a lifetimer plus one. You could be my lifetimer plus one, but that's about to be it. That means we friends, though. I'm not about to be with anybody.
Years. She was with him. She said 17 years they've been together. I'm like, are you serious? Dating?
And you missing out.
Thank you.
Oprah Stedman. I mean, it's not unusual. Some women like that arrangement.
Rich people business.
So what's wrong with them dating for 17 years?
What?
It's odd.
I don't know if I wouldn't call it dating. Like, I think I don't know what you want to call it, but I don't know if
involved.
I don't consider it dating.
Dave, come through, shirt.
Me, I just be wilding, whatever. I don't give a damn anymore. I'm wearing the most ugliest shirts or whatever the case is. I don't care.
Christine, I was like, okay, come on through, shirt.
I like the shirt.
I do too.
Thank you.
It's getting warm outside.
And we want to go on vacation.
I know that's right.
Make you feel summery.
Something you got to feel. I ain't wear this to work. I just put this on. His kids can't handle stuff like that. I don't even want to hear that shit. So yeah, they can't handle it.
They've been talking about you all day.
Yeah. What you got on? Where you going? Where you going?
Exactly. You going, Mr. Glover, with that shirt on?
Yeah, so I don't even do it. But yeah. What
Willy
we
crying
saying?
in her business. That's funny.
He is
Yeah,
fine.
really.
Way too much information.
So they get,
She may have been reluctant to say so because she knew she was going to get judgmental or felt like.
But I didn't judge. I just asked. I said, I said, y'all been dating 17 years, and I said that. Yeah.
The way you responded sound, implied judgment. Like
no one's looking at your 100 questions.
She knew. Yeah, that's why she didn't answer me the first time when I asked her.
He got a sign
made up ready. She knew how it sounded. She knew how it sounded, but they put me at the table with them, and like I said, we were all having a good conversation. They were all like in the education field. And,
her first mistake was telling the amount of years. You didn't even have to say all that. That was the first mistake.
Okay, so was this a meeting?
No, it was a New Year's party I went to in DC, in Maryland.
Oh, okay. I was about to say that was an appropriate conversation, but okay.
No, I was at a New Year's Eve party in Baltimore about 3-4 years ago, just before pandemic. The year the pandemic hit, so what was that, 19? I went to Baltimore for a New Year's Eve party. And they put me at the table because I just saw it online and went and contacted the lady. And they had a ticket left, and they said, "I'm going to put you with this group." They asked me some questions,
stepping out the box.
Tell me a little bit about myself, and they said, "We got a great table for you with a bunch of teachers and educators, and you'll love it." And so I did. I had a great time.
Now that's odd for someone who don't like meeting people
and don't want to date.
I didn't say I don't like meeting people. I said I'm not trying to meet anybody right now.
Oh, can we retract the previous
rewind? We wrote a tape
about 8 weeks ago when he stated that
I am not, and I said I am not trying to meet anybody.
But that was he talking about something a couple years ago, though.
But I'm not. But I do.
He was saying currently. He said currently.
But going to a social function is not akin to dating.
But I'm not
being on that lady's business about her relationship status is.
But not if you like conversation.
I ain't gonna lie.
I've asked those questions.
Okay, we don't. Your questions are just there. You have elimination. That's what you have. They're not questions.
Yeah, wait a minute. And this is coming from a woman who does background checks. Come on now. If we gonna call a spade, let's call spades. Don't do that. I pull cards.
And I enjoy my background checks. I
enjoy my 100 questions.
I did one a couple days ago and eliminated the person just by what I found out.
You see the height of this hypocrisy, David, man.
You're in the elimination game too. You in the elimination game
my
too.
elimination game is tight. I'm not even asking
type
no
of elimination. That's all. Yeah.
I'm not holding no conversation. It's not needed.
So because I got to get the gab and you don't want to engage in it, that means my way is wrong? I thought about that.
I didn't say it was wrong at all.
Oh, you just frown upon it.
Yeah, it's just your questions.
Yeah,
it's the questions.
Well, but at least I give the individual the opportunity to answer. You don't.
Oh God.
Now you want to run.
So about these
I'm not.
kids.
What is that? Did you talk about any of our topics?
We were.
Second one, we don't get none of them in.
Yeah, we're still on number 1. I'm about to apply the pressure on y'all women for number 2.
No, you're not.
Why do some women like men? They can control. So why do women like men that they can control?
I'm not into a man that I can control.
Yeah,
I don't want to be in control of anybody.
So I'm going to answer the question. It's not me. It's not me, but just I think for some women, it's because they've been in a situation where they've been abused by the man in control. So they want to maintain control. They want to be in a relationship with a man they can control. They don't want to be alone, but they don't want a man controlling them.
It's giving therapy.
Yeah.
So how do you think women, how do you manipulate that situation that you could control a man?
What?
It's a matter of picking the man that is controllable. It's right. Not there's no manipulation involved. You it's just like
the opposite sex. You can just how men prey on women that are broken,
exactly,
or hurt, and they know where they can control them, gaslight them, put them in a certain situation and back them into certain corners to do exactly what they need to do. It's the same way the other way around.
So it's kind of like how
I can name at least 2 men right now that I can get to do every daggone thing I tell them to do, like ding dongs. But that's not.
It's not attractive to me.
Yeah, nothing in that for me.
But for some women, it's exactly what they want.
What they want, right?
But for some women, that's the reason. For other women, maybe they were raised in a household where where that was the dynamic they saw, so that's the dynamic they seek.
And it's same thing for a man too. A man that's grown up in a house where the mother was the head of the household and controlling and doing everything for him.
Very possible.
And he looks for a woman to replace that mother figure. So you'll find that man that'll go out and look for a woman like that. And when he meets her, that's his new place to lay his head.
Mm-hmm.
So a replacement mother, that was the key word, replacement mother.
Yeah, and then a lot of people, and then I guess some men, they are controllable because there's things that they have over their head, so to speak. Women have
over their head like what? What do you mean?
Like what? Visitation, money, child support. Maybe I don't know. Maybe their credit is not in a great space, and this is the only place. Because if I move out, then I have nowhere to go. Different situations.
Keep her happy.
Yeah, that is another way. That is another one.
So it's the same way on the other side. The same way you can think of all the reasons. A big one. I know a lot of men, especially in the field that I work in, the only reasons they won't leave their wife is because they're like, realistically, we have 4 children. Child support going to eat me up. Where am I going to live? Yeah. Where am I going to go? I might as well just do what she says because when children turn 18, I'm hitting that corner hard.
Yeah.
So.
And if you check, most of the divorce rates are families that have been together more than 20 years. Because then the children are gone away to school, and then they got the out. They're like, okay, I'm deuces, I'm gone.
I'm out of here.
Right. I don't have to keep this family image.
Me personally, I don't do.
What is the degree?
I don't do a man I can control, or I can even. You're not even getting that much conversation from me if you are that, lenient to me. I like somebody, grab me up, be like, yeah, this is what I said.
You want to get choked out? You want to get choked out in that?
You got a safe word over there, lady? You got a safe word over there, lady?
She want to get choked out?
No.
I ain't messing with y'all, man. Y'all crazy.
But no, for real, I like somebody who is in charge, somebody who can be very directive, but respectful in the same way. Usually females like what their father or their grandfather is. My grandfather and my dad was very hard workers. My uncles who raised us was very hard workers. They were very dedicated men. They may have their mistresses or whatever, but they didn't come to the home front. Okay. But I like men that take charge. I like men that are hard workers, know what they need, know what they want. And I like somebody who take charge when we out. You gonna order the food, you gonna, hold the door, you gonna do this, I'm gonna hold you open the door for me, I'm gonna open the door for you when you getting in the car. I like that stuff. I don't want nobody
order the food.
Yeah, because we might as well order y'all food because y'all always in our damn plates. So we might as well order it because
I do like when a man order my food. I love that. When he asks me what I want in the menu and he order my food, I love that.
We might as well choose.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying.
I love that.
I thought you were saying choosing what you were gonna eat.
Oh no! I'm talking about when the waitress come. And he's like, oh, she's going to have such and such. She's going to have this. I love that.
Y'all, I do that for my friends, too. I be telling them exactly what they want. A martini, no, chill, no rocks, sugar. not so. And I'm like, at least you know I know you. I just do it.
I like that stuff. Like, I walk to the side while he opened the door and all that. I don't have no problem letting you be the man all day.
Absolutely.
So I don't know with those women that like to control. Normally they're going to get men that are weaker. And nobody wants to say that. They're normally going to get men that don't,
And they probably don't have any control of their own life.
Right. Yeah. And they have the inability to maintain the household.
The woman that's trying to control everything doesn't have much control in her own life. So this
I don't know. I think some of them are just control freaks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they may have grown up in a household where the mother was the controlling person in the household. And they saw how they controlled the man, that whatever men came into that house. And so, of course, that's how they learn how to treat men. That's how they think.
That can be so emasculating, though.
Yeah, but it takes a certain type of man. It takes a certain type of man. Like I was saying earlier, that man who grew up in a household where the mother was the controlling in the household. The mother took care of him. The mother gave him what he wanted. The mother, you know how Willy is. Let him go, do what he wanted to do. And then what does he do? He's looking for that replacement, because eventually he's got to get out the house. But then some mothers, they let him stay. You got that man who's been living with his mother for 30, 40, 50 years, got his little bedroom and his little games and TV in the bedroom.
Little bedroom. Twin bed.
What size is the bed? What size is the
That's
bed?
his little castle.
His little twin bed that's pushed up against the window.
Yep. I had an uncle like that. My grandmother, my grandmother did that for my uncle.
His mama still washes clothes. She sit him in the basket at the door.
All that stuff. Yep.
Absolutely not.
I had an uncle like that. My grandmother, she did everything for him. She made excuses for him, and he lived right in that bedroom with her up until she died. And even when she was dying, she said, "Y'all make sure y'all take care of him."
Was he special?
Even on her, No. Oh. But he was
special to her.
But
I'm saying did he have some disabilities or something?
No. You'd be surprised. I think a lot of people would be surprised about guys like that.
And like I said, when she died, my grandmother was like 80 something when she died. So he had to be at least like 50. And he was still living in her house.
Girlfriend?
No.
Hell no, he had no kids. He never had sex.
He might have a little girlfriend he'd go and spend time with, but because he was so used to my grandmother doing everything for him, he wasn't finding nobody that was doing the same thing.
Oh, couldn't nobody compete with what his mama was doing?
Right.
Exactly.
So he would come back.
I do know somebody
Eventually he would come back to her and go back in his bedroom, and that's his room, and he sleep all day, and
I know somebody that is 34, and if he told his mother he was moving back in, she would be so happy, and she would cook every meal. She would wash the clothes.
How my grandmother was with him.
Yeah.
Now you have some like that. Not the type of life I'd want, but it's not for me to knock somebody else's thing.
Somebody replace her. He found somebody to replace her, but they were in like Syracuse or somewhere. He met somebody and moved to Syracuse, and we haven't heard from him since.
After she died, he found somebody that'll do all.
Yeah, but it took him a minute. But once he did, because nobody was doing the same things my grandmother was doing for him. So after a while, he met. Right, he found somebody and moved to Syracuse. And we never heard from him since, but that's where he met somebody there.
He's solid now.
Yeah.
He could be dead. You ain't heard from him?
You know what? I swear I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, y'all ain't checking on him.
We tried to. We tried to find him.
They ain't checking on Melvin.
Right, because nobody was doing the things my grandmother did. He didn't want to be bothered with anybody once he left.
That is so mean.
Grandma said take care of her baby.
And she said, make sure y'all take care of him. Y'all know how he is. Y'all make sure y'all take care of him. And that on her deathbed, that's all she talked about, was making sure y'all take care of him. Yeah. So that's how intense it was. That's just how intense it was. But once she passed, of course, nobody's doing the stuff she was doing for him. So eventually he met somebody and moved away, and he didn't want anything to do with the family because
y'all wasn't doing that. You wasn't doing what
exactly.
grandma.
Y'all wasn't
That's
doing what grandma said.
Y'all wasn't washing his clothes.
Yeah, I give him props though.
He did everything.
The hold out to find somebody.
Yeah, he got great survivor skills.
Yeah,
he had no choice.
I know he was walking around that piece like, this is some BS. I'm cooking for myself. What is going on? I gotta find me somebody.
I gotta wash my own drawers.
His clothes is piling up.
Exactly. A whole life change.
That man didn't even know milk go bad.
Wow.
But anyway, going back to why women want a man they can control. I think some women are just control freaks. I don't think it's always that like their life is a mess too. They're just control freaks. They want to control every aspect of their life.
And I think some women they find multiple men that they could get certain needs met. So they're not committed to anyone, but they can control this guy. Oh, you do this, you do that, and then when they meet someone, they say, "I'm not doing any of that. Like not unless I want to." So they don't really want that type of guy that kind of put his foot down. So they rather get pieces of things done from multiple people. And not saying they're just sleeping with these people, but they kind of control these guys, and they might not have no fortitude to say, "Listen, I'm not doing that shit, whatever. Sorry, I ain't heard from you in months. Now you want me to do this or whatever the case is. I'm not getting down with that." But they find the guys that no matter what, like Shauna said, whatever they could, they'll do this, they'll do that, no matter what. And there's some guys out there that like that. That ain't me. I ain't about to do that shit. I'm too stubborn, and I ain't about to do all that.
That kind of goes back to our first question, which was with the side piece for the men. You have women who have side pieces, and that's what I was saying. You have some women that have side pieces where they have guys that for different purposes. They have them, and they go to them for whatever whatever that purpose is. They have them for. And it's the same thing with some women nowadays, that they have those guys that fulfill certain needs, one for sex, one to take them out, one to pay bills, one to
want to make sure that car is right.
Yeah. And they have multiple guys, and some will tell that guy, I got friends or I got other guys or whatever. And the guy's accepting of it.
Is that control?
I think that's something different. I don't think
it still is control. I think it's
still. I was going to say it could be depending on.
But I don't think it's automatically control.
Oh, I think they're controlling their environment in the situation. Yeah. Like they're not letting someone get too close or whatever the case is. You only can get so much from.
Yeah, they're setting up the parameters of how the relationship is going to function.
Because they're not trying to get attached to anybody.
This is getting to sound like me.
I always tell people the first thing about anybody or about yourself that you should recognize is what it is that you want. I always tell people there's nothing wrong with recognition and self-awareness. That's the first thing that anybody should have about themselves. Because once you have that, you become free to do and move as you choose. Nobody can say anything that shames you. Nobody can make you say anything that makes you feel any kind of way or adverse to the way you live, because you're secure in what it is that you're doing. As long as you're not out here harming someone or being destructive or disruptive, do you. But the thing about it is, put it out there.
Right.
So somebody that wants to fight with it, they know what they got. Just like the woman that Willy encountered. She put it out there. Willy said, "No, thank you." They moved on. We have a lot of people that want to use these, that want to engage in cloak and dagger methods, and then 2 or 3 years down the line, they say, "Well, if you'd have told me this, I would have taken you up on the offer." And they say, "Well, that's why I didn't tell you." That's when Lakeisha's talking about the deceit, and I understand. I don't do the whole deceit thing. That's just too much work. I'm just like, hey, look, this is what I want. Can you match it?
Right.
I like my Sundays free. Is that a problem?
So I don't know.
I'm at home watching football. I'm at my boy's house watching football. I'm coming back home. I'm not out in the bars.
Sundays free.
I do. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I'm not out hanging out in the bars. I work midnights. So if I want to spend my Sundays watching football, whether it's at home or at a friend's house, what's the harm?
Why can't your girl watch football with you?
When did I ever say she couldn't?
Okay, but you said you like your Sundays free.
Because most women want to watch football and they ask too many questions. I get annoyed with my girlfriends asking questions. I love football. Don't ask a million questions.
And I'm okay. And I'm okay with questions being asked at the right time. Well, and that's the thing. And that's the thing
that's like spades. You don't need to learn while you're sitting at the table.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah.
I will say this much. I don't mind explaining football while I'm watching it. The question becomes, is that individual willing to do something outside of watch the game and try and understand it there, because you're not going to be able to, because there's a lot of nuances that go on during the game that require a further breakdown. This is why, and as much as people might hate game consoles, I will take the game Madden and I will sit there and I will go through every position, scenarios, and things of that nature to help a female understand football if she wants to.
Okay, that's not
really.
I've done that before.
If a woman really wants to know and understand it,
but I'm a teacher at heart. I'm a teacher.
Then that's teaching it. And
I'm a teacher at heart.
Yeah, so that's
I'm gonna say this is what this position does. This is what this position does. When you see this and you hear this, this is what this means. This is what this means. Yada 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 yada. I don't have a problem doing that because if we could be together and that's my guilty pleasure, you want to join me, then why would I not? Why would I not want you to know and understand what it is that I like to do? Because there might be something that you do that I might be sitting around and say, you know what, that looks interesting.
Sometimes women just want to be up under you during that time,
and
whatever.
And sometimes that's all we
that's
want.
all. A little kiss in between commercials and all that stuff, holding hands, whatever.
I ain't doing none of that. Kissing nothing.
Yeah, that serious about that damn game. It ain't that serious about damn football. I can see boxing, something that can happen, whatever. Football, whatever. Yeah, you can do whatever. You can do a lot during that time.
Now, if you want to do something like that, accompany me to a baseball game. Baseball leaves time. A live broadcast, a live baseball game. Baseball leaves time for that.
No, baseball leaves time for everybody to just get drunk.
When I go to sporting events, I don't drink. I really drink in public anyway, but I definitely don't drink at baseball games. Because at baseball games, you have a lot going on. At least now with the nets that they have put up, you don't have to worry about foul balls, which I personally don't like. Same thing with hockey games. They put up the nets because I think about 4, maybe 5 years ago, they had an 8-year-old kid that got struck by a hockey puck and got killed. Personally, so it was very unfortunate. But to me, being able to go to a baseball or hockey game before they had the nets up, that was part of the joy of going, was being able to catch a foul ball.
Right.
Or a home run ball. You still can catch a home run balls, but you have to be at the back. And at those seats, you miss a lot of the action, particularly when I go up to Toronto. And one of the reasons why I like going up to Toronto is because I can go buy tickets on the first or third base side for $150 US. That same seat in New York City would cost me about $4,000.
Dang.
Wow.
So I personally, I love going up there. The atmosphere is cool. I ain't got to worry about no knuckleheads, no nonsense, and it's enjoyable. I can go up there for about $600-700 for a weekend and watch 2 Yankee games.
Well, I was thinking more so on the level of if you in the confines of your home, not at the actual sporting event. Oh, we got somebody coming in. And she be bringing smoke. She be bringing smoke in the counselor's corner. She be bringing smoke. This is her first time joining.
Is that Lady V?
Oh,
Is that Lady V?
I already know it is.
Is that Lady V? Is that Lady V coming in the house?
Who is
Is
it?
that Lady V coming in the house? Yes, it is. Is that Lady V coming in the house? Oh, here come trouble.
I don't even know how to work this thing.
Here comes
You good?
trouble.
You set.
If you got two things going on, you got to turn down the
Turn
volume.
something off, Ricky. Turn something off. You got
Why I
something
gotta
else
be
going.
trouble?
Here comes trouble.
Hey, because I don't know how to work this thing. So is it background noise or whatever you say on here?
Yeah.
You just
got
turned it off.
background.
You just
Yep, you're fine.
Oh, wait.
We just got feedback. Just turn your volume down a little bit.
Just listen
know
to
if you
one
got-
at a time.
How
I
many
don't know if
things
you
you
got your
got going?
device
Vicky?
Okay.
on the phone on.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you, but we can also hear it on
Okay.
another screen.
Can you hear me now? You can hear me now?
You're listening to your phone and the Facebook feed or the YouTube feed, so turn off one of them.
Turn off whatever you're looking at. Turn it off.
Is that better?
You got two things on.
I gotta turn off one.
You got your phone.
Okay, is that
device
better?
on.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, but it's better, but I can't hear y'all.
You can't hear us?
You should be able to.
I don't know how to work this crap, David.
I'm sorry.
Mm-mm.
We hear
You
you.
can't hear us?
You can't hear us? We can hear you.
What do you
All
want?
right, I gotta figure out my sound thing because I don't know how to work this.
Well,
What are you
whatever
listening?
you're
Give me a
listening to right
second.
now, just turn the volume down on this, and then
Your
you
mic
can turn back on the other one.
No, because my mic's not muted. It's my do not disturb
You
on.
should have a volume button somewhere.
No, you know me. My do not disturb button was on. I don't like to be disturbed. Hey,
You
Hey,
disturb everybody else.
well, hey, it's in me, baby. Look, I gotta make it real quick because anyway, I got a phone call I wasn't expecting. But anyway, let's talk about side chicks real quick. I don't think people give them credit. I mean, shut up, Willie. I mean, they do things that the wife doesn't do. They do things that the girlfriends don't do. And the men never come home and tell the truth about that. When they get caught, they're just like, I'm caught. They don't want to talk about it. But I mean, those chicks are there for a reason.
They're filling in the blanks.
Yeah, they're filling in a lot of blanks, man. And women act like they don't understand some of the blanks that they're filling in. Every woman has a kitchen. Every woman has a bathroom. Every woman can. What words can I say? I mean, we just don't. We just don't give those women enough credit. Some of those women help keep your man at home some nights. Some of those women are the reason why you might have a few of those extra things that you've been bugging him about for years, but all of a sudden he start fucking Patty and now your ass got him. So you have to understand the importance. People are placed in this circle of life for reasons. Maybe reasons y'all all don't understand. Maybe you mad because somebody cheated on you, but they're here for reasons. And I think we act like those women mean nothing. Those women do a lot. But go ahead, I'm listening.
Is that your 2 cents?
Yeah, you just dropped something on them.
Is that your 2 cents?
That's my 2 cents, Will. That's my 2 cents.
Shaughnessy, you had your head covered.
Well, you know me and Shaughnessy, we from the same world, but from the different tracks. That's all.
I don't know, because I could never see me being or justifying anybody being a side chick. There's no self-esteem in that. If that
Who
man
says it's not self-esteem in that, sweetheart? You saying it's not self-esteem. Those women don't lose self-esteem.
You can't possibly love yourself if you're willing to share half of a man with someone else because you can't have the whole man. Go find your own.
Do you know why the bunny ranch is open?
I don't know anything about a bunny ranch.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's
it's this little place that men sometimes take their wives to, or sometimes the wives take their husbands to.
A sex club?
Yeah, you can call it. They call it a prostitute lounge or brothel. You can call it whatever you want.
But that's mutual. It's a mutual thing.
Okay, that's mutual, right? So what about
we get into a society that we okay having a side chick? When did we get a society that we're okay?
Side chicks have been around.
And I understand they've been around. I get it. They've been around since the beginning of time.
But they used to.
I'm with you, Charlie. There is all the women that I do know that are side chicks have low self-esteem, and they have issues with not attaining their own. All the women I do know that do that, it's because they have the inability to commit, or they don't want to commit because they're comfortable in that state of mind.
Well, they can't keep a whole man by themselves. It's a reason why you're not his wife.
Yeah. Maybe I don't want to be his wife. All women don't want to be his wife.
And y'all love to say that y'all don't want to be married.
But
you hear that consistently on this panel.
To be married, I don't have to want to be married to not want to mess with a married man.
Okay, that's
something for me.
But who says the man is married?
Married in a relationship, in a commitment, whatever the case may be. If he is with someone and that other woman that he is with does not know or believes that she's in a committed relationship with that man, that's something I can't get with. And I'm just sorry, as a woman, I can't be part of the hurt and the destruction of another woman. Like, I'm not.
But that's why I said earlier that women are willing.
Woman that does do it.
And I agree. Now I would say this. I'm not obligated to him and her, their marriage and their relationship. I don't hold that obligation. But I'm with you, Shani. I'm not going to be a part of another woman's hurt.
And it's a difference when you don't know.
Right. Being the wife that was cheated on, that mess don't feel good. And you know what? That's why I can speak from experience. Because the woman that cheated was begging me for forgiveness because she knew that was so wrong. Okay? So y'all can have that side chick. And you know what I'm going to tell you? You can deuce you all day long. Because the net is going to be wonderful, peace of mind. I ain't going to be sitting there wondering about if somebody going to flip, if somebody going to do. Because Pinky is always on my hip. I wish you would.
How would you know if he cheated? You did wait, since you know, because I try not to bring up my personal life because then that way people get to talk about it. But
oh, I don't care if nobody. I'm very transparent.
I mean, did you even know he was cheating?
No, I found out.
You found out. How many years?
I don't even know how many years. I didn't give that room to dig that because I'm a type of person. If I find out, it's up to me to do what I'm going to do.
If you're looking for it,
if you find out you're gone.
But my thing is, I'm not the person to look for anything because my grandmother said, if you look for it, you're going to find it. But when
God comes to light.
When I found out, then I was held accountable how I'm going to handle it. Which way you're going to move now. And when I decided that I value me enough to not be in that position, then I moved and was saying deuces because I know what I deserve. Okay. And I'm not going to be nobody's second thought. I'm not going to be nobody. And everybody, to each his own. To each his own. Marriage to me is sacred. Okay. To me, marriage is sacred. He may have not respected the vows in the manner that I did, but however, to me, it's sacred. So far as I'm concerned, and then when I found out, I didn't want to go and beat her up and do whatever because she didn't have the obligation to me. He did. So my thing is like, okay, deuces, we gone. When she called to reach out to me, that's a conversation. Her conversation was, I'm so sorry. I apologize. Can you forgive me? Girl, and you good. You've been forgiven. But my thing is, it's not comfortable. You cannot be comfortable. And ain't nobody gonna tell me you come because that's the thing.
Yes, you have some women that are very comfortable.
There are some. What's
the comfortability? So what is it?
Think about it. Like she said earlier. Hold on, Sean.
As a side chick.
Go ahead, Willy.
what she said earlier, this has been going on for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of years. This is nothing. Right.
Yeah.
This is nothing new. You have some people, some women, some men who are willing to fill those positions, and they have no remorse, no morals about it.
But the difference is, and here's the difference. Here's the difference. I feel like there's a level of respect too.
There's no level of respect. There's no level of respect when you're doing the 5-piece thing.
There's
one at a time. One at a time.
You said there's no level of respect.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think? The side chick's gonna try to respect the wife? She doesn't really care about you that often. She's gonna try to respect the girlfriend. She doesn't really care about you. She cares about what she gets.
Right.
See, it's not my fault. It's not my fault if you don't know where he goes at night. It's not my fault if he's calling me and you don't know. And see, when women tell me, oh, well, when I found out I left, I bet you it wasn't the same day you found out. Because most women never leave that quick. They stay for years.
You have to think about the destruction of a home, the possible uprooting of children, the possibility of finances.
Don't nobody care about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're thinking about that because that's your about that. Yeah.
At the end of the day, I care about what Vic wants. I don't care about what Shaughnessy wants, or if Andre is willing to not cheat on Shaughnessy.
So why are you with that man, and how much do you care about that man if you're his side chick? You're with him at all.
I might not even like him. I might just like the gift he brings.
What she's getting from him.
I mean, what do y'all think? This is reality. This is life. This is not no moral court. Oh, well, I know he's married to a girl. I just don't want, girl, please. Sister, I don't care nothing about you. If your checkbook is paying my rent tomorrow, I'm happy. I mean, we can't keep playing. Women try to play this game like we are all morally correct. We're not all morally correct.
I can only speak for myself. I don't give a fuck what kind of check you got. I'm not fucking with my husband. That shit clout the fuck out.
For you,
I don't
care. I don't get nobody. I'm gonna pay my own mortgage.
I pay my own goddamn bills. I love nobody's husband.
But some people don't. Some people need assistance.
I love independent women because independent women break off money just like independent men, honey.
Sure do. Yes, they do.
So,
Ron Wills talks about the guy he calls the Mr. Goodbye Man, and Dr. Dunbar, if you're in it, you can verify this. He talks about all the time. Well-to-do women are paying men to come over there and service them. They call them sundown men. You're there from the time the sun goes down to the time the sun goes up, and you go.
And there are men. I said that earlier. I said you got some men who will do whatever it takes to survive. You know, they've been taken care of by their mothers and sisters and whatever. And they're gonna do it. But
hold on, Shaughnessy, let's look at it like this. What would you deem more respectful for an individual? Living on the streets or living under a roof?
Getting a fucking job and taking care of your own.
That was not the question that was asked. Because their job is satisfying a woman or satisfying a man. That's their criteria for employment.
That's the role they're taking.
See, here you're trying to supersede your notion of morality on somebody else, and when it's not working, you're trying to buck it. And what we're trying
I'm not trying to buck it. What I'm saying is, as a woman, this is how I feel. I don't care what nobody else feels.
We understand how you feel, but if you're bucking by saying it's disrespectful, you're bucking it.
It's disrespectful to come off at the guise of, because here's my thing. The man does have the loyalty to the woman. Absolutely. He has the loyalty to his woman, the vows, his family, his children, everything. I agree. However, knowingly entering a situation that you do not have to be involved in to pay your rent would morally that feels good.
That's where you lose it right there.
Yeah, and that's why I keep saying you keep trying to buck the system.
Keep in mind, there is no moral consequence. there's no morals.
There is no morals. As soon as you say
That's why I keep saying you turn to Beckett. You keep trying to place morality where people are trying to survive. Survival don't give a fuck about morality. That's why we keep trying to tell you, stop that.
Right.
Because you end up running into a brick wall because it doesn't jive with what you think you're supposed to be.
Well, I know what
Herb, just as y'all trying to convince her to believe the other person, you not gonna change her mindset and what her belief is.
No. I'm not trying to get her to change her mindset. I'm trying to get her to open up to the notion. Whether she accepts it or not is her.
There's never a moment.
Don't nobody want to open up to that notion.
Wilding out about this subject matter.
You know me.
Can't say somebody want to open up to that notion.
Just stirred the pot.
Hey, I gotta go. My baby here, but I'll holler at y'all later.
Thanks for joining.
Later, Vic.
Take care.
See you later. Like, how you
All
doing?
right. Thanks for joining.
Bottom left, bottom right X. It's the thing about that is this.
If this case was disgusting, there's nothing cute or fucking about it.
But no one is saying you have to agree with the lifestyle.
That's why, and my issue is the older generation will be the first people to talk about all the younger people and these young girls. And look at that shit. And then you feel so comfortable in doing that fucking disrespectful shit. As a side bitch, you're supposed to shut the fuck up and sit back and be quiet.
Right. You ain't even advertising and broadcasting. If you got a I was gonna say that. Paying rent. Why he ain't bought you no house? That means you ain't that good of a side, whatever.
Exactly.
You ain't that good. Because
listen, ladies, listen.
Somebody's side, you better believe he gonna be buying a sister house. I definitely ain't gonna in the project. You say
you got some side. You got some side chicks who are just happy with some shoes and a purse.
That's it.
The expectations may be different.
No self-respect. No respect for yourself. You have to have more respect for yourself than that.
But
so here's my thoughts on this.
And if you're doing this to survive, and let me just say this. If you're doing this to survive and you feel like, if I don't fuck this married man, me and my kids are going to be out on the street, you're not going to come like that. Oh, I do this and I do that. No, you like, yo, it was wrong, but it was either me fuck her husband or my kids be on the street. And I chose one.
No, they're going to go look for another one.
They're going to look for another replacement. I'm trying to survive, and it was either me do this with him or my family and my kids be on the street. That's something different. That's a different conversation. That's when we can talk about survival.
Exactly.
That's when we talk about survival. You're not trying to survive. You think that as a side chick and you're coming off as because I'm the side chick, I got something over you. No, your ass probably don't see the
side chicks matter. No. Side chicks, look, that's like you saying Black Lives Matter. Girl, get the heck out of here.
I wouldn't even put that in the same sentence.
Go ahead, Christine. Go ahead, Christine.
The thing is, because it's not like I agree with her lifestyle, but what I understand is she has a completely different set of morals and standards.
There are none. There are none.
Whatever they are, they're different from mine.
They're not yours.
I mean, so and the only reason I'm saying this is and I mean I was married. My husband cheated on me. Okay, so I could be as passionate as you, but I guess because I'm so far removed from it, it's, whatever. But people have different lifestyles. I don't agree with their lifestyle, but you're not going, just like she's not going to change your mind, Shaughnessy, about it. You're not going to change her. You're not going to convince her that it's morally wrong. You're not going to convince her that it's disgusting. You're not going to
even want to convince her of that. Just sit back and just be quiet, sis.
They're not going to be humble about it.
Now they side piece and proud.
Look, exactly. Listen to the difference in even the terminology. It went from concubine to mistress. Mistress was quiet and good. Now
Right.
you have a side piece. Yes, baby. She is loud. She is
Wow.
obnoxious.
Telling everybody.
She is in your
Yep.
face. She don't care what it
Yep.
destroys in her path. That's what
Listen, y'all,
society
I'm a different
is.
age because it's people like this. Yeah, I get it. Don't fight over men, all that other bullshit. Sis gonna have to see me because all of that loud.
No, I ain't doing that, Shawnee.
No,
Now, Shawnee, you on your own.
everybody
with that.
gotta fucking die.
And see, this is precisely what we're talking.
Like boo, you
Get him,
can have
Shawnee.
him.
Okay.
Bye.
What
You
she
talking?
just said,
You
what
getting through
Shaughnessy
to
just
talk all
said.
that shit? The same nigga that's fucking and paying your rent, he gonna be paying my fucking bill after I fuck you up. Cause you doing too. That's
What's that
But
go
it's
game,
not worth
Shaughnessy?
it, Shawnee.
Shaughnessy.
Get him,
It's not even
Shaughnessy.
worth
That's
it.
right.
I'm gonna tell you now,
I hear
it's
you,
not worth
Shaughnessy.
losing nothing for somebody who means
Yeah.
absolutely nothing. My key factor in all that is the obligation ain't to
Was
her,
on
it's
him.
you and him.
Is
It's
on
Right.
you and him. So
Right.
it's him you need to see. It's him
Correct.
you need to check.
Correct.
when you're talking all and you doing all of that, I was offering something you
There
weren't.
is no
Now you
reason
getting
for us to have
slapped
a
too.
conversation.
You're gonna get
ever.
slapped too.
I wouldn't.
Everybody.
Because I
Everybody.
know what I
I
got to
don't.
offer.
Shaughnessy
That's
gonna-
Because she don't have
They
no
always-
obligation
they-
to you. There is no
They always
obligation
go
to
after
you.
None
the woman.
whatsoever.
They never go
I
after
haven't
the
had
man.
reached
They
that
rarely go
level
after
of
the
No
man.
onus,
maturity
no
yet.
nothing.
They rarely,
I have
they
not
rarely go
reached that
after the
level of
man.
But I ain't
maturity.
gonna lie.
I can
Girlfriend
go to
just
jail for a
confirmed.
crime
She
of
just
passion and
confirmed
still
why
get
I am
out in enough
single and
time
I'm
to
staying
enjoy
single.
my life and grandchildren is all that I'm saying. So play over here if the fuck you want.
Nah.
That's
You
all I'm
all,
saying.
and
That
you
shit,
see
I
those
don't like
stories
it.
so often. They'll go after the woman, but won't think anything about going after the man.
Everybody is
And
going
won't say
to
nothing
die.
to the man.
Everybody.
Now, see,
rarely.
that's
Him,
the
Very
thing right
rarely
yes,
do
there.
you
and
go
if
after
your
the
homeboy
man.
was there, he's going down too.
Very
That
rarely.
thing right there. That's
Very
what,
rarely.
for me, what I've always told my children. Affairs of the heart can be very dangerous. So if there's nothing else that doesn't motivate you, let that motivate you. You don't know how people would react if they found out that the person they love was cheating on them. You don't
So
know
don't
if they're gonna
mess
go
with
away
nobody's
quietly
husband.
or if they're gonna come out trying to kill everybody. You
Tearing
don't
everybody
know.
up. Yeah.
Don't mess with nobody's husband.
Yeah.
I mean, there's two sides of it. Either you
Whole
can
lot
say,
of
I'm going to kill them
sides.
all, or you can walk away and say, I don't want to.
Or you can accept it.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's how it is. Because at the end of the day, Shaughnessy, when you think about that, you have to think about two other individuals yourself that's going to count on you. And that's
Exactly.
that should drive your decision to say, I can't leave them broken without.
Right.
So that's
Mhm.
Right.
that's why I'm going to restrain from doing this. But if I had the
You
opportunity,
remember
I smack the shit out of
Andrea?
them.
You remember Andrea George from high school?
Yeah, I already
You
is.
remember
Oh, I know I
Rakira
remember her.
Brown? You remember Rakira Brown?
You know I remember them. Yeah.
Okay, those are my kids' godmothers. So
Uh-huh.
guess what? They're gonna be straight.
Oh,
No,
that's not the
it
same.
ain't.
Stop,
It
Shaughnessy.
ain't.
No, they're not.
I'm not even
stop.
going.
Okay,
they're not.
Shaughnessy.
But
Okay,
they're
so
not their
now
mother. That's
I'm
not
gonna
their
talk
mother.
to you as big
Yeah.
sis.
Yeah, stop.
That's
No,
not their
y'all,
mother.
I'm just kidding. But no, all of that stuff that like I just don't like the
I get
the
you.
loud
It's
and
very
proud. That's too
disrespectful.
much.
But that's
too much.
that's how society is now.
Yeah.
It like she said, earlier it was the concubine and the mistress. All those were
Another, you
quiet,
muted.
but you didn't see them. You knew that there was
You're
somebody in the
muted.
background.
We can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. When she said she didn't have no moral, I was done with it. When she said my rent, I was done. I was like, oh, girl, boo, bye. But my thing is, this is the thing. There is no obligation to you. Okay? She stated,
Or your
I don't care
kids
about
or
his
anybody
wife.
else.
She
I don't
stated
care
that.
about the children, the
The
finances,
children
the
or
house.
nobody, which is fine.
Right.
If that's how you moving in
Because
life,
she
that's how
probably
you
doesn't
move.
have nothing.
But if you don't believe in God, you believe in karma, because everything that happened comes back to you.
But they
The
don't
same
think
way-
about it that way.
Everybody
But
don't
they
believe
don't,
about
because
it
there
that
is
way,
no
they
moral.
don't.
There is no
Right,
moral compass
exactly.
in that. Which
Everybody
is
don't
fine.
believe in karma.
Earlier. When you
That's
bring
fine.
morals
But
into
I'm
it,
with
you've already
China.
lost.
I'm with China. That's fine. But don't be acting here. I'm a side please, back and proud. Don't sit here and be acting like
That's
what I'm
Like,
saying.
you look foolish. You look
Like that's
foolish.
crazy. And then you follow it back with long as my rent, girl.
Your rent. Your rent.
Your rent.
But if that's
Your
if
rent?
that's her,
So you
if that's
laying on
what
your
she's
back
concerned
for
about,
$600 a month at
if
the
that's
most.
How do you get a place for $600 a month?
I'm just being funny.
But I'm saying if
They
that's
probably
her
staying in
standard,
private,
if that's her
nice
thing,
house.
that's her thing.
Exactly. That's her
It's not
standard.
your
That's her
or
standard.
anybody else's. It matter what nobody else thinks. If that's her moral standard,
Her
and that's
lifestyle, her
goal,
standards,
her lifestyle,
her
right?
morals.
It doesn't
I
matter
just
what
want
none of
y'all
y'all
to
think.
remember that when you talk
Uh-oh.
about the new generation and all of that stuff, just look at
Mhm.
what's sitting in y'all generation.
But see,
It's in
Shaughnessy, the thing you have to, Shaughnessy,
It's just a
the thing that you have to realize is this.
title or a different way of doing things, but it's all the same. There's nothing that's really changed.
It's
Yeah.
in your generation too. You can't just say it's us.
Correct.
So I don't know how
Your generation, your generation isn't even considering marriage.
It's become popularized. It's become popularized because now it's the side chick, and so now you got the woman out there being vocal and being right
because they're learning from their mothers, aunts, and elders.
It doesn't matter where
No,
they got it.
absolutely they're not because if what you're saying about past generations is true, we were quiet. We didn't have social media, so we didn't have the chance to go on a blast on this nonsense.
I agree. I can agree with that part.
And so that's
So
where you have
it's not our generation that has taught you guys anything. If our generation has taught you anything, is how to be meek and move quietly between
That's
what you
I was
do.
saying. That's one thing. I can understand if you're just like you said, you were speaking on a sense of survival.
To get back up.
And I can understand.
You must have been listening.
I was y'all went in on that one. I couldn't help but listen to that.
I just don't understand the audacity. The audacity.
No, that's real though, because ain't nobody got time for that nonsense. Like, you know what? How is that ever gonna make sense to do another woman like that? You wouldn't want to be dealt like that.
Well,
You know what I mean?
People, it's like Willy said, some people don't care. I've seen people that they don't. Let me put it to you like this: it's the akin to a drug fiend getting their next hit. They don't care what they do, how they get it, so long as they get it. They don't care about the damage that they leave in their wake, so long as they are satisfied with that hit. That's what it is. For some people, it amounts to that.
You also have women that feel like they're really doing something if they can pull a man that's got a woman at home. You know, now they ain't got no man, but they they feel like they do. I can have anybody's man. Well, anybody's man can have you. That's the problem. But they don't.
And they have.
They don't.
And the baby daddy count is up there. Most likely, the baby daddy count is up there. The abortion count is up there. Like, ew.
They don't care though about that. In my opinion, if that's her behavior, you have to think about what kind of man she's
dealing with. Yeah,
to be. He's got to fit in with her mannerisms. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's got to fit in,
or just somebody that allows it.
It's beyond allowing it. You don't have a professional woman at home, and that's your side piece.
Maybe listen. I
made that mistake one time
because then you ain't nothing anyway. She settled down.
I have made that mistake one time. I definitely got wind of somebody with my kid's father, and I looked at the girl and I was like, the girl with the blue curly wig? No.
Maybe she allowed him to be himself.
Yes.
But listen, this is the thing. I was watching.
He's doing something that you're not doing that is fulfilling a need that he has. She may do things that you refuse to do. It might be
blue wig.
Right. Whatever.
There you
go.
Maybe it was dressed up, and maybe that's what he
talking. There might be conversation, things you allow him to say and do. is something that she's fulfilling that you're not fulfilling. And you see that, like we were talking about earlier about celebrities. You see somebody with a beautiful wife and this couple, and they the movie stars, and then you find out he's been cheating with the waitress in the restaurant. Look at Tiger Woods. Perfect example. He was messing with the look at Kobe Bryant. He had sex with the that worked in the hotel. You know, it had nothing to do with how beautiful and how it that's not what the premise is. It's, they're fulfilling something that wife or that mate isn't fulfilling. They're fulfilling some fantasy or some missing link
fetish or
in
fantasy
relationship.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
You know, and like with Kobe Bryant, she allowed him to have anal with her. His wife probably wasn't going for that.
How you know that?
Because
that's what the lawsuit was about.
It doesn't mean no. You know, I don't think it had. I think his wife probably did give him anal. He just was the women were just throwing it at him from all different directions, and it is hard to say no when you do have a bunch of beautiful, willing women to give you whatever you want.
I see some of them hotel workers. Ain't nobody
that hotel
trying to
worker was
plow
not
that
beautiful.
from
She had
behind.
nothing to do with beautiful. That had nothing to do with beautiful. Oh, that was somebody who he saw and he knew he could get away with a quick
They
hit.
ain't hit no nothing.
He got away with a quick hit.
Stay out of that one.
I know that there are professional women that are side pieces as well.
Yeah,
I know that.
Yeah, they're side
But
pieces
all
from
I'm
all
saying
walks
is
of
usually
life.
the I shouldn't say usually because I don't know. I'm not a man. But I would think things kind of match up with your social circles, your behavior or whatever. But I could be wrong.
I think the thing that is untouched here, and it probably will lead to a broader discussion, is personality quirks that are hidden. They're latent. So nobody ever really knows about them until they're exposed. And we might come across somebody that just say, hey, look, have you done this? Have you tried this? And all of a sudden now they've opened up a door to a room that we never knew existed. All of a sudden you say, okay, wait a minute. I don't like this, but I can't tell my wife I like this because she's going to lose her effing mind. So now I'm creeping back down to where I can get this done in hopes of keeping it silent away from everybody else. This is why HBO did the series on real sex, because that type of stuff happens, but it's seldomly talked about. This is why you have those people who are in certain positions sign NDAs. This is why you have these people that go get, like she was talking about, the bunny farm, so they can have that kink addressed and go back and function in society normally. So we don't talk about the personality quirks that people have that have been tapped by somebody who comes from another world. They just so happen to cross, and at that moment, that's all they want, and then they gone.
I'll give you another example too. I'll give you another example.
That's more of a one night stand than a side piece.
Look at people who are into, and you see it on television a lot more now, that are into the S&M stuff.
Yeah,
they're married with happily living their lives, and then they're into the S&Ms where they go off to this woman who ties them up and do all kinds of stuff with them,
Facebook page.
and then go right back home to the wife and nothing to it.
What happened?
I'm gonna stop getting upset with people before I look at their profile. That's just it. That's just all. I can't believe it. You talking about? You don't even got a headboard, sis. What the fuck?
Did you go to the profile?
You fucking somebody's husband and don't got
maybe somebody broke that headboard, Sean, dog.
You know how we go in when folks ain't got no headboard.
Less noise.
You know we don't go for that.
Less noise if there's ain't no headboard.
Y'all got my sis laying in the bed with her cute bonnet on. Had to get back on here.
Y'all know we hold each other down. It's supposed to be sleep. What she tell us? I gotta drive in the morning.
I'm trying to go to bed.
You don't need no
All right,
headboard.
I ain't even gonna give it no more of my
You don't need
energy.
no headboard. Headboards make too much noise. She don't need no headboard.
Yeah, funny.
Y'all
want to move on to the next
on the floor?
Yeah, because we kind of
headboard.
reverted back to that. I think we had left that topic.
We did. We was on
we had to acknowledge Vicky because she caused a lot of smoke in the council's corner. She's been there from the beginning.
She did it, boy. She did that.
Holds,
she came on here and set this mug on fire.
Yeah, she holds no punches back ever.
You're
Shaughnessy got her page blown up on her big 85-inch TV.
It's definitely on my second screen, and I'm definitely scrolling. And I'm just saying, if he's paying the bills, it's only $10 to get your dog's nails clipped. Why didn't he pay attention to that shit?
You gotta get the airport first.
Your floor needs to be shellacked. Like it needs a treatment. How? I understand now why he's there. There's no there's no standard.
I said there's no integrity, there's no standards, there's nothing. Just want to screw.
But
it's not to your standards. It's not to your integrity.
With no obligation. I don't even gotta take you anywhere. I could bring you McDonald's.
But that may be good for her. See, you keep basing it on your standards and morals and integrity. And you can't do that. Because if you put on your standards and morals, you wouldn't be doing whatever this person is doing. Because you've already said that. So you have to think that their morals and standards have to be way below yours or totally different from yours in order for them to do that.
Men, please upgrade.
No, so this remind me when I first came.
Have some self-control. That's what I say. Men and women have some self-control.
Ain't
it's not. Let me get a word in. Let me get a word in. It's not about that. This remind me when I first came on the scene with cocktail conversations and the controversial counsel and all this stuff that certain people live certain lifestyles and have expectations. I will put out scenarios and people like David, who the fuck do you hang with these people that, and I said, I don't necessarily hang with these people, but these are some of the experiences that they go through. So we don't know her experiences. That's why they say there's no such thing as reality. It's only perception, because her reality may be different. Y'all say, well, he should be paying mortgage and all that, but maybe just the house or whatever the case is, or the rent.
Do you see the Family Dollar table I sent you?
Y'all know. Vic, she got company, but she ain't done with the smoke. She ain't done with it.
That is absolutely fine. I have realized, based on what I just saw, I can't even give it no more energy because there's no I can't. Oh man.
And that's honestly where you have to be with it. Is not giving it your energy.
He couldn't get you no custom wheels on your skates. My golly.
You gotta understand, you're
applying your standards and morals to her situation, and it is never gonna matter. That's why she can ignore what you're saying, because what you're saying doesn't apply to her. Nothing you said applies to her. That's why she can say, I don't care about your kids and your husband and your family falling apart, because it doesn't affect her. That's not her. And if he was to go back to you and stay with you permanently, she would just find somebody else to fulfill that need. Remember, they always have somebody lined up or waiting to step into that position. So
she's not going to care about your kids. Right. She don't know your kids to get involved with them.
Don't want to know your kids. Don't want to know you. Yeah. They don't want to know you. They're surviving. That is their survival, and that may have been because that's how Mama survived. That's how Grandmama survived. Mm-hmm. They didn't just jump up one day and decide to do that. They had to learn those behaviors and those feelings and that lack of feeling from somewhere and see it somewhere. And so somebody telling them that it's wrong when that's all they've ever seen is not going to make any sense to them, because that's how they saw everybody around them surviving. So, you know, and so what you might look at in that picture and say she doesn't have, she probably said, well, shoot, I was on an air mattress last year. You know what I mean? So you don't know where she's been and where she is now.
Valid.
Right? So you know what I mean?
Valid.
So you know, so when you say things like that, she might have been catching the bus last year, but now she got, you know, or she might not even had a dog. The dog probably couldn't even get a wash last year, and now they got a wash, but he just ain't get the nails clipped yet. You know what I mean? So for her, that's a step up, no matter what you're saying.
And let me be clear, I am not looking down on anybody.
Right, I understand.
I will never do that. It's just the loud and proud for me.
Right.
I just
you gotta be proud for something you stand for, no matter
Right.
what it is. If you're gonna
you
say,
gotta think
if
about
you're a
it,
dope
like you
dealer
said.
or whatever, you're gonna say, shit, I'm gonna be the best dope dealer it is.
Dope dealer,
So you're gonna be proud
Yep.
proud of what you do. That's what you
Yep.
you got to. You can't be ashamed of it.
Yeah. And like I said, the only thing that's different now is the title. The behavior is not different. It's just now you have a different title for it, and because of social media glamorizing it, the way social media glamorize it, so now you have people out and doing it in public, and it becomes a badge of honor. Whereas before, it was something you kept quiet, and you didn't want to put him on the spot or put his family out there and embarrass, because you didn't want to take a
embarrass
chance
yourself.
on it. Right, because you kept it to yourself and you just kept doing what you were doing. But now it's this whole thing about side chicks and what's that with the red table thing? What's that?
That's
entanglements.
And that's
entanglement.
why
I couldn't think of the name of it. You got these entanglements. Now look at how people are talking about that. Entanglements. That's the same thing as the side piece, the side chick. It's just a new name. They call it entanglement. It's the same exact thing.
See, and that's
Nothing
one of the
has
things.
changed.
That's why when people say they don't promote their relationships on social media, because you have other people sitting back looking at stuff and say, well, he ain't all like, yeah, this he posted that with her, but shit, he was just with me last night, whatever. I could blow this whole thing up, but I'm just gonna drop a subliminal, whatever. So I know she gonna see, or somebody on her friends list gonna say, damn, I wonder what she was talking about. It's that,
and then you also have people that see a happy couple and they jump in their DMs because of that. They misery loves company. Let me see if I could. Yeah, let me see if I could pull this person away. Let me see if I could stir some stuff up. So some people don't post their relationships because of that.
And it'll be your friend, one of your best friends doing it. It won't even be a stranger. Yep. It'll be one of your friends that are doing it because you hear you talking about how good he is or how he treats you or where he takes you, and then next thing you know, she trying to ease up in there and be that side piece or that.
But you know what I strongly believe though. I strongly believe, and I'm gonna go. Ain't nobody happy living that life. I strongly believe I have not met a person that's in that lifestyle. Now, this is how hypocritical that lifestyle is. Now, listen to this. I was at a party. There was a husband and wife there. And I heard that they were in the lifestyle where they had an open marriage, able to have the husband was able to have another side chick, whatever. But because the husband hooked up with a side chick she didn't like, now she want to get divorced. That don't make sense to me. Like, you know this is what he do. And now because he messed with the one that you didn't want him to mess with, now you want to have a divorce. You ain't never going to be happy. I just feel like in that lifestyle, you're never going to be happy.
It has nothing to do with happiness.
If you want to know, then that's going to be different. That's what's for you guys, and that's what works for you.
Right, but I don't think that lifestyle is a happy lifestyle. I just
none of that has anything to do with happiness. They're not looking for happiness. They're looking for somebody to fill a void. And even with that void being temporarily filled, it has nothing to do. It never has anything to do with happiness. Happiness has nothing to play in that. It's all about
but you want to have a life
level of happiness. Your happiness may not be my happiness. So
Right.
we
And
can't
it,
base
But
it
it's
just.
still
it's not
not.
so
I
much
don't
a
think they're.
happiness because
I just
they're
don't
not
think they're
looking to
happy in
have
life.
that.
Period. I don't think they're content. I don't think they have any contentment in life. I don't think there's happiness. I don't think there's joy in that. I think it's
Maybe
just
it's
it's
just
It probably
escapism.
isn't. It
They
probably
just happy
isn't.
with rent being paid
Yeah,
and a
exactly.
$60 bag of weed.
Survival. It's all my bills is paid this month, and then I'll deal with next month. It has nothing to do with being happy. It's all
well.
about
That's
survival. It's all about contentment and making things work the best you can.
well. Then that's where.
And they probably worry more than they probably worry more than anything because you don't know when that situation is going to end. You don't know when he's going to say, "Well, you know what? I'm done with this. I got to go back to my wife, and I don't want to do this anymore." They don't know what the next month or the next day
Okay, so
is.
can I say something? Can I say something?
Of course you can. Yes, say it.
Because I had to calm my spirit down.
Oh Lord Jesus!
You
Y'all
calm
get
mine
too worked
down at
up.
the
Y'all
same
get
time.
too worked up.
Okay, so let me say this. One thing about, and y'all know I'm transparent. I'm always gonna be transparent and reflect back. If I'm gonna be good at something, I'm gonna be good all the way. Okay. And this is my mindset. If you want to be a good side piece, be good all the way. You're gonna get me a Jag. You're gonna buy me another house.
You're gonna fix my teeth.
I'm gonna be good all the
Your
way.
mindset.
I'm not gonna
there
be
you
no
go.
halfway
You're
side
applying it to
chick.
them.
I'm not gonna be, oh, you pay my rent. Oh, wait a minute, let me call the weed man so you can ring me up for the week. Hit me every Thursday. No, if you're gonna be good at what you're doing, not that I'm condoning it, be efficient, be excellent at what you do. Okay.
But to
And
them, that might be excellent. That might be a step up, like I said earlier. She might have been sleeping on an air mattress. She might have been sleeping on an air mattress, and now she's got a mattress in the box spring, and she's working on getting the headboard.
Without the
And the thing
headboard,
is,
yeah.
you don't
She
know.
working
You don't
on
know
it.
what her step
But
up
can I
is.
ask you a question? If you
might
go,
be a step
it's so many places that you could get stuff very inexpensive.
That's
If
not
you,
that thought
any man that's
process,
comfortable,
lady.
That's not the thought
hold
process.
on.
Yeah.
Any man that's uncomfortable with sleeping on this air mattress with you
That
and
nigga don't
enjoying
care.
the air
He
mattress.
ain't spending the night. He
don't
just
care.
plowing and leaving.
Thank you.
Okay.
He's
All right.
doing what he needs to do.
All I'm gonna
Get what he
say,
need to get.
it's
and
giving
get
bed
fulfilled.
bugs. It's giving bed
Getting
bugs.
fulfilled.
All I'm gonna say is
It don't
this.
matter. He ain't thinking about that either. He
Anetta.
ain't thinking about none, all that stuff y'all thinking about. He is not thinking about. He
You
ain't
think
thinking
about
about
bed bugs?
happiness. He ain't
Based
thinking
on
about
what
hell
you
no.
said, based on what you said, if you're gonna do anything, if you're gonna do something, you're gonna be the best at it. That's why you're not doing that.
Exactly. Because that
You
you're
don't
putting
have
your,
that. You don't
you're
have the
applying
type
your
of drive and
morals and your
ambition you
standards
have
to
and
it.
do that.
Right.
You do. You're
But
doing
in the beginning, you
something,
said you wouldn't do it at all. So you can't apply something to something you wouldn't do in the first place.
I'm
For
telling you, I
her,
ain't gonna do it.
for her or for that person that's doing it, that man that she's with may be a step up for her. She may have been homeless prior to that. She may have been homeless, sleeping in a car, and all of a sudden she meet him, and he put her in a little apartment. And
So be humble and shut up. Like that's it. That is it.
You can't
Be
tell.
humble. I'm gonna say this on this note. I'm gonna say this. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
God's good word.
And that's
all I'm
nothing to do
gonna
either, because
say.
they don't have no moral. They do it.
Good
Yeah, that's
night
right. They don't think about none of that. What you saying?
and Godspeed.
If you thought like that, you wouldn't do certain things you do. They can't think like that. They can't think like that because then they wouldn't be able to do the things they're doing. If you start having morals and thoughts and, well, you know, I know he got kids at home, he got to feed. No, they think about their kids or their roof or their rent. Like I said, they may have been sleeping in the car when they met him. And now he done got her an apartment. I said, well, how come he ain't get you a house? He got her an apartment. He got her out of the car.
Lifestyle as you.
Exactly.
They don't live the same lifestyles. They don't have the same moral code as you.
Let me say this, and this is you know, I like to use sports parallels, whatever. A win is a win. You can see, like in sports, if you watch sports, football, basketball, a team could be losing by 20 or 30, and a team that's losing could be doing all this celebration once they score, but the game is damn over. You like, why are they doing all this? That's kind of similar to someone who's just trying to get a win. I just got to win. That's a touchdown to them. That's a home run. So they celebrating that, and you like, why you celebrating?
Right.
They just paid your rent.
That's an
Your carpet's still
accomplishment.
dirty. You ain't got no headboard or whatever the case. But that's a win to them.
That's an accomplishment for them, right? And until you can't look at it from your point of view and your standards,
right?
And
it's taking your own emotionalism out.
You can't apply that because none of that, and that's why when you were saying about the family and the children, and there was no response to that because they don't care about that. That has no effect on their survival. That means nothing to their survival. You're looking at is you're ruining somebody's family and you're taking away from their children. They don't care about the children because if they were to think about that, then
the bottom line, the cheating person is the one doing all the ruining.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He's the one that's doing it. And that's why I said when you have these women, they'll go after the other woman, but won't go after the person who's really ruining the family.
Because they're not going to get rid of that other person.
Right. She
kind of alluded to that. She kind of alluded to that when she said, about women, most of the time women find out their man is cheating, they don't leave.
Don't go anywhere.
Yep. It takes a while for them to even get there.
It does, because you get to a point where enough is enough. And that's why she was asking me how long was he cheating before you knew it. Right. Yeah, it was some time, and then it was like, okay, enough is enough. I'm not gonna keep going for your I'm sorry's. I'm not gonna do it again. Or whatever.
I mean, I've been there, so I know.
Get to a point that you realize how valuable
this is not gonna change, and I don't want to
be and that it's not gonna change. Yeah. Why keep doing it? Why keep putting yourself in that cycle? And that's the same way now. That's why I'm very apprehensive about getting in a relationship now, because I see that potentially happen.
It's everywhere now. Yeah.
Now,
and because now it's okay. It's welcome.
I would not let that color my ability to get into a relationship.
Yeah, I'm good. Girlfriend just solidified it. I'm good.
It's accepted.
That's not everybody.
Stay out of jail.
That's not everybody.
These ninjas out here, they can have that party.
But see,
and that's why I told you earlier. I said I'm not trying to meet anybody. I'm out. I'm here, and I said I'll be able to get out and meet people, but I have no desire to date. Like I said, I went through a divorce, and when I went through my divorce, I went through a stalker for 3 years. And the nightmares I went through, I don't want to meet anybody. I'm not looking to meet anybody.
It is scary, but you put up walls, you close yourself off to possibilities.
But it allows me right now, to get myself together and enjoy myself, enjoy who I am. I had kind of lost who I was because I was so busy trying to prove to people that I could get somebody else, that I could be with somebody else, and then I wasn't really hurt and all those kind of things. And that fake facade, man. I was putting on the fake facade.
You was hold up, Willie. That chick wanted to marry you after what conversation? You called her. You called her. That chick who that chick.
Oh yeah, I called her. Yeah, because like I said, she hit me up, and I was like, I'm in Rochester, but I'll hit you when I get back. But then I thought about it. I said, let me call this chick now, and because this may not even be, because one of the things that threw me off, what of course brought my senses up, is that all I saw was headshots, and y'all know how I feel about headshots.
Yeah.
So and you fell for that?
No, but because she's cute. But then, like I said, when I talked to her, and all I talk about is how much she like to eat.
Everything about Willy is very volatile. So,
and when I looked at her page, and she kept talking about she loves to eat, and the harder I looked at the page, and I kept seeing them shoulders. Oh hell no!
No. You she said, I like to eat, and then you went and looked at her page for some body shots.
I looked at her. I looked at her page again. I could see, like, we started to fill things in. And then, like I said, she kept saying it though. It wasn't like she said it once. She kept saying it because I kept saying
Well,
things
I
I
like to
enjoyed
eat. If I
doing.
say it twice, does that mean
No.
I'm obese?
I like
She
to
said it
eat.
more than she said it about 3 or 4, like 4 or 5 times. 4 or 5 times. She just kept
I'm
like I
hungry
was saying,
now,
I like
too.
I really like, I like going to the beaches and walk, water and that kind of thing. Well, yeah, I like to do those things too, but I really like eating. I like to go and eat, and like every time it was always coming back to her liking to go eat, and I was like, "That's what let me look at her picture again." Headshots can be deceiving. Headshots can be deceiving.
That's hilarious.
It's no. We might only be stuck at 2 points. There's no need to get into the third
I'm
point.
pretty sure that's all it is. That's a done deal.
There's no need to get onto the third talking point. But
now we got 2 for next week.
Yeah. See, you never know, like, what can stir these conversations on. And even like when Vicky came on, Vicky is who she is. If you monitor and paid attention to the counselor's corner, me and her, they went back and forth a couple times, but not a couple times, a lot of times. But that's who she is. So, and she's proud of her stance, and she says she's, was raised in predominantly with brothers and stuff. So her mindset is kind of like a man. So she kind of thinks like that. Yeah. So that's her disposition. So nothing shocks me when she was saying that. I didn't get no culture shock or anything. That's Vicky. It's Vicky.
Right. And I talked to her earlier today, so I knew she was coming on. So me and her was talking because we were talking about this subject. So I knew she was coming on today. So I was just waiting to see because we had already kind of talked, and so I kind of knew that how she's going to come at it. But it's informative because it's giving a different side from a view that people don't have on this show. Experiences from a different point of view.
I don't think you too often have somebody that'll come on a panel and be like, "Yeah, I'm the side chick, and this is what goes down."
Exactly, and that's why I love this show because you're muted, Shawnee Sean. She got so worked up she muted herself.
I think they do come on panels and speak about it, but typically
not on this panel.
They have something to show for it,
or they don't say, "I'm sorry and I'm proud."
She got something to show for it. It's just not what you would show.
Rent paid. Yeah, I get it.
It's not. It's just not what you would show. And so, like I said,
it's amazing.
I think it's great that she was that willing to come on and expose herself like that on an open forum, a national forum.
Yes.
Like this. And no matter how you feel about it, or how your morals and thoughts are, the fact that she was willing to come on and give that side of it, because if she wouldn't have came on, we wouldn't have heard that point of view.
And we would have been good. We would have been perfectly fine.
Because some people need to hear that. Yeah. Some people need to hear that. Some people need to know.
Y'all wanted us to be upset and in an uproar.
No, it's a lot of people play that role. No, we don't. Actually, we don't. But it's real. It's real.
Yeah, this is reality.
Willy,
this
you
is
feed
life.
off of that. You feed off of that.
Who?
They always trying to argue her point.
I've worked in mental health for 20 years. I've seen so much, and as a landlord, working with young people who had situations like what we're talking about, side pieces, boyfriends with drugs, and girlfriends coming to the house, talking about busting out the window. The things I've seen in 20 years working in real estate and working in landlording and working in mental health, a lot of this stuff doesn't surprise me because I've seen some, not to this extent sometimes, but I've seen so much of it. So
I've
again,
seen
like
a
I
lot
said,
of it too. I do counseling for married couples that have infidelity or whatever. I'm not desensitized to it, and I understand that it happens. But nobody I know sit there and be like, "Yeah, I'm meeting with you because I'm happy that I cheat." I'm meeting with you because I enjoy being a side piece. It makes me feel
Whoop,
bubbly
whoop,
inside.
Side Chicks
Nobody said
University.
anything like that, though.
No.
I don't know if it.
She didn't say she was happy with it. She didn't say she was happy with it. She said, "This is my lifestyle. This is how I live." She didn't say, "Oh, I'm happy with it. I'm jumping for joy."
I have no shame about it.
Right. That's not what she was talking about. She didn't say.
So anything that you're not ashamed of, you're not. I wouldn't think that that's happy.
Listen.
Anything that you boast about,
it has nothing to do with being happy. We already said that. It has nothing to do with
I
being happy.
I don't think it would be no different if the roles was reversed and Melvin was you got a
don't
lawyer.
nobody want to date nobody named Melvin. That's another name.
Let me finish, because Melvin is the standard. Can I finish? Melvin is the standard.
If his name was Melvin, that would be like a no.
Right.
Why y'all hate on Melvin, man?
Immediately no. Immediately
right.
Melvin too.
All right, what's your name? Melvin.
Exactly.
Can I finish, lady?
Y'all funny.
Melvin.
Yeah, they really hating on Melvin, man.
So what would be the difference of you're a woman and you deal with this guy? He 6 figures, 500,000 a year, whatever the case is, and somehow you got in connection with Melvin, and you and him start having an affair. Shit, Melvin winning. Melvin is gonna feel like I'm winning. Like I don't give a damn about him, her, the kids, whatever. Shit, me and her get up. We get up. We connect. She do what she needs to do. Maybe throwing him some money here and there.
I bet you Melvin got him a car and a headboard.
See, you still stuck on it. You don't know where Melvin might be in the basement of his sister's house or whatever the case is. Or
I bet you his sister's house paid off. He done got a new water heater for his sister at least.
Oh, listen to you.
Man, a little bit smarter.
Hope springs eternal, Willie. We already know that.
Has nothing to do with being smart. Again, you don't know where she was before he came in the picture.
And I'm not using Vicky as the standard because I go on her page and look at that.
Yeah. You don't know where the person was. That could have been a come up for them. Like I said, you don't know where they were. You don't know how they were living before. What you're looking at is what from your perspective.
Because they could have lived in apartment 1-7 and now they live in apartment 1.
That's right.
Also,
and one might be.
What's 1-7? And what's in apartment 1?
One might have a bigger a working bathroom, a working toilet.
Right. One has got less stairs now. You can bring the air mattress up one flight now.
Also, in this situation, it could have been somebody that they dealt with before, prior to all of this, and he went back that route, whatever. And he used to deal with her, and he like, man, the shit used to be gravy back in the days, and then he feel compelled to help her out because he always cared for her. We don't know. It's all types of scenarios or situations that play out in these cases.
Love is a strange thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not about love. Okay.
It's about sex, and that's a strange thing too.
Hot girl summer, Shaughnessy.
Hey, like I said, man, personality quirks, man.
I guarantee you don't involve nobody's goddamn husband.
like I said, man, we are, unless we've actually sat down and really delved into our personality, we don't know who has the key to unlock what. This is why you have a lot of people that walk around guarded because they don't want to be exposed. They don't want to know about those inner demons that they have, because if they do, the question becomes, can they control them? And if you can't control them, did you become the puppet master for somebody, or you become the puppeteer for somebody's puppet master who can't control you, and all of a sudden now your life is spiraling out of control? They will say, yo, he used to be put together back in the day tight, and now look at him, he's still out on the corner. It happens.
Yeah,
we see these riches. We see these riches and rags stories. We just don't know about them because they're hidden. So don't ever think that somebody that's riding high can't hit rock bottom real quick. They get caught up with some. They get caught up with somebody. They get some shit put in their drink, and next thing you know, they fucked up. Never be the same.
I agree, and that's why I say it's important for us all to be humble. That's why I would never run around talking about no. I'm a proud side chick. Like, just chill out. There might be some things that you need to go to therapy about, some things that you didn't work through. But it's nothing. The guise of I'm happy to be in this position, it's very off-putting when we know that you're not happy this way. If that man left his wife and wanted to be with you, you would be ecstatic, but he wouldn't. He would never.
Man, it's crazy. And again, like we said, you just never know the circumstances of people coming from. And at this point, we're going to get some closing comments because, as you can see, this could be a heat up. This was a major heat up subject matter that people probably didn't expect it to turn this way, but all it took was for some person to come on there and kind of give some pushback on the narrative.
This should have been the night I was absent for.
Oh,
I gotta go check my blood pressure and stuff
you
now.
Big mad, Shauna.
I am. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. Yeah. To me, at least, it's disgusting to me.
It's disgusting to me too, but it's irrelevant now. I gave it about 7.3 minutes of energy.
You gave it more longer than that, Anetta.
It probably did. I probably did. My thing is, it's somebody I probably would never, like Christine said, would never be in my inner circle. It's somebody I would never engage with on any level like that.
That's true.
So it's fine. And not that anybody's beneath me. It's just that, again, it's a moral constant that I have. And my moral it's going to collide with you not having a moral. So
you do know, listen, you do know that some of your friends, they don't tell you everything they do. They don't tell everything.
Oh, I'm pretty sure of it.
So they could be,
sure of it. But because they know where I stand, they're not going to tell me.
Exactly. And that's fine as long as you know.
Do I have some friends that being the side piece? I do, but I'm vocal with them too.
Why even? I mean, I guess the point is, why even waste that energy if that's what they want to do? I mean, I don't know. I'm not about to talk people to death.
Why I waste it with them? Don't sit here and complain. Oh, I'm coming to your house for Christmas because such and such. Ma, well, you need to wait at home for him. Don't come to my house for Christmas. Wait at home for him to bring you your Christmas gift. He be there on the 26th, 27th, or 28th.
You gotta play a hard game, hard ball. Oh, Vicky got something to say. She said, Anetta, so when you got cheated on, was you still counseling or did you take a break? My boyfriend wanted me to ask.
Now she got a boyfriend. Good night.
You know she had a boyfriend. He came over. That's why she got off. He pulled up.
So just so you will see, I'm very, very picky about my name. It's Annetta, Annetta. And another thing, when that happened, I took a break from life, period. Okay? I took a break from life, period. But it didn't stop my money because I had several chains of income coming in, but I took a break, period.
The counselor corner is a mess.
Napalm.
Right. Closing comments.
Be careful with affairs of the heart.
Exactly.
Be careful with affairs of the heart. Okay.
It can be dangerous.
Everybody was laughing. Now we starting to see the value.
We can't even see that, Herb. What is that saying?
There is no value.
Here's 100 questions.
Yeah.
Here's 100. It's too close. You can't get it all. It's not all on the screen.
And why can't you use a marker?
Yeah.
Because a pen was all I had sitting at the table.
Yeah. So what is it? What are you saying? Verbalize it.
100 questions.
Oh, okay.
Box.
If the 100 copies don't mean anything if you have no morals, they ain't gonna tell you the truth.
Wait a minute. Since when am I actually looking for the truth?
You're looking for the lemonade.
You know a lot about my process. When am I looking for the truth?
What's the point of having a conversation?
You didn't answer my question. Don't step over the question. Answer it.
Oh, hold up.
Well, you questioning me about my procedure. I don't question you about yours.
I asked the question, but don't do the saucy. Don't do the saucy.
What you mean don't do the saucy? You saw how it was.
Don't do the saucy mouth with me. Don't do the saucy mouth with me.
Don't be hurt. Don't be hurt.
Yeah,
what else am I gonna be?
It's all right.
Okay then. Growth and understanding occurs in the gray area. Godspeed. See you next time.
All right. Who's next?
Well, I already know my statement. Headshots. I can't help it. It applies every week. And when I say headshots, I don't know if you guys.
Willie, can you add headshots? Willie, add teeth too in your headshots. No. When you show your headshots, make sure you smile.
Smile.
I don't know if you guys. I'm gonna do an ad lib today. I don't know if you guys saw the video I posted today of the person that was dancing in the video. Go back and look in the group. And I posted a video today, and I was saying sometimes headshots can be deceiving, but I hate surprises because this was a headshot and it was a beautiful, supposed to be a woman, you thought. But when you looked at her dancing, you saw her penis jumping in her pants in the video.
Oh, I've seen that. It was
I've seen that. I didn't see your post on it, but I've seen other people post it.
I missed
that. It's like, wait a minute, what in the?
Exactly. So when I say headshots can be deceiving, headshots really can be deceiving. But more than that, I really hate surprises. And so that is a surprise. That kind of surprise will get somebody hurt. So be careful out there. Check the hands.
Oh, Lord.
Check the what's that? The thing up here. What's this thing y'all call it?
Adam's apple.
Adam's apple. Check the hands. And when they dancing in the videos, y'all make sure y'all check to make sure that ain't nothing jiggling in them pants.
I can't with you.
Too much to worry about. Check the hands.
That was my closing for tonight.
Shine Dog, you gone?
Shine Doggy.
All right. Who is it? Christina, you gave yours?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I said affairs of the heart can be dangerous. Yeah, be careful.
Well, mine's is, basically we can't, when we look at the situation, again, that's why it was always important to have these conversations, because people perspectives is different, and what they're looking for. Like we can't be upset over some of the things that other people bring to the table or some of the things that they say. And as much as your world is your world, some people live a different whole world. And the only thing you can do is sit back, like, interesting, like, wow, and learn from it. You learn from other people's perspectives. So that said, this was it was interesting. It was great to see somebody come on for the first time that's been an active participant in the Counselor's Corner. Been rolling with me from pretty much day one. Vicky's been around, and it's great for her to bring that same energy to a live platform. And that's the whole thing that I want to do. People, okay, you can comment all day long, go back and forth, come to the panel and say what you got to say. She did that, so I got to respect her now. I got to respect it, even though most people might not agree what she said, but it's her truth. It may be her reality, and she's living it, and that's what we got to understand. Like,
be respecting of that.
Unfortunately, and that's how we got to live. And I'm out. We out.
All right.
To next
Great
time. We
show.
got 2 points. We got 2 points, 2 layovers.
Only need 2 points next week. 2 more points.
Yeah. All right. We out.
Love y'all. Have a great week.
All right. Love you
All right.
too. All right.
Good night, everybody.
All right.
Peace.
Good night.